Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Tipsy Talkin', Season 2, Episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
We
got it right.
Welcome one of the most famous influencers for the world's leading company in short film mobile videos. A man driven by the outdoors and powered by Christ. He has a heart of gold with a single mission to provide the happiest life for his beautiful wife. With enough haters to start a mob and plenty of ammo to end one. If you don't know him already, you probably live in a box. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabe Basham.
Man, that was one of the best intros.
You fired up?
Dude,
Are you fired up?
Dude, that was good. I mean, you were blowing a little smoke up my rear, but it was pretty good.
That is pretty good.
It was pretty good, man.
I work on those for a minute.
Dude,
it
that
takes
was
you a
good.
while.
That was good.
Thank you.
Cracked me up. I was
Thank
like,
you.
because Blake always comes up with an intro. And he put it in the notes for like we have shared.
I finally let Tanner see it
and
because I
was
never
like,
let him see it before.
Yeah, I don't usually hear it until y'all hear it. And I saw it and I was like, he did it again.
Hey, that was pretty smooth. That was pretty smooth.
Pause this real quick. My shit turned down or something. Mm-mm. Did you touch it?
No.
Okay. Maybe it was this mic. Hello?
You're at 10 and...
No. The top part.
Yeah, no,
Is still the same thing?
Bump you up a little more.
Hello? That's good.
I think you just, now that Gabe's here, you're not the loudest one anymore.
Ah.
And so you think you keep
No, this is
turning
good. Did you
down.
just turn it up?
No.
Because okay. Well,
I think
something's going on.
I think when he talks, you think you turn down because he's louder than you.
Come on, man.
Speaking of
I'm not even loud, man.
I don't know. We were sitting there when we were building his fence, and y'all two were digging the holes. We're sitting there laying the post in, and y'all are on the other side of the property digging the holes. And Chance looks at me, and he's like, "They are the loudest people I've." And we could hear y'all clearly over the auger. I mean, it's like, brr, brr. So man, what do you got going on today? It's like,
Hey, man, it's a gift, bro. It's a gift.
I'll tell you this. If you've ever been hunting before and somebody on a four-wheeler, somebody on a side-by-side, somebody on a motorized vehicle of some sort is driving and you're sitting on that side-by-side, you think that you have to talk louder to the other person, but if you're hunting 150 yards away, you can hear them voices way better than you can hear that side-by-side or that four-wheeler.
They're
so it's
yelling
like,
at each other.
So it's like every time me and my dad are hunting and we're riding the four-wheeler and I start saying something, he's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because it is true. I don't know why.
I guess you just tune into like voices.
You never noticed that? Like
No.
hunting or anything?
No, dude.
Well,
Next time somebody's driving a four-wheeler or side by side or something, and even when they're on the street or something,
Yeah,
riding
we
up
hear
and
it
down
on
the
the
road, you can hear the little girls. You can hear them talking, but
That
you
is
can't.
true.
You can barely hear the four-wheeler.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know how many times because it's the four wheelers with the muffler and whatnot. They're super loud right on top of you, but you don't hear it another 10 yards away. They're quiet.
But you're sitting there screaming.
You're screaming. And I remember the first time I realized that, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what did I say when I was on the Polaris?"
It's a big deal. It's a big deal when you go hunting. So the next time you go hunting and you're on a side by side and you're trying to sneak through the woods, that four wheeler or that side by side is not loud at all. Like, I mean, it's you can walk. Usually, what we do is we'll pull in and then we'll walk the rest like 200 yards, 150 yards
that's
in,
what we do.
and we usually dump the bike or something. But that don't harm nothing, especially if it's early in the morning,
Yeah.
a few hours before daylight. You ain't spooking nothing with that four wheeler. But if you're sitting there talking, something will look up, something will hear you.
Well, and you're
It's definitely key.
screaming because you're trying to talk over the ATV that's right there.
Yeah.
Screaming.
So
man,
how?
I tell you what, man, you got to get one of them electric golf carts and paint a camo.
That ain't gonna make it through the mud.
Stealth, man.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know if they make a 4-wheel drive golf.
A Tesla golf cart.
Or
Tesla side by side.
Tesla has a.
They have
four-wheeler.
They have Polaris have electric side by sides now.
They do an EV.
They do.
It's like a golf cart. It's
Is it?
not much better than a golf.
I've never seen them, but I heard that they've made electric ones.
I mean, I'm not an advocate for all that electric stuff, but I'm just saying, hey, for deer hunting though,
It might not be bad.
It
it might not be bad.
I mean, honestly, I'm not an electric, green thumber. I mean, I have a garden, whatever, but I would drive a Tesla. The car,
Yeah, I probably would.
Just-
They're nice.
they're nice, but like
nice yeah.
they burn like. My buddy has one, and he says he fills up every week, and it's like $10.
yeah, it's
$10.
cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Well, hey, man, but for me, I feel like I always forget to plug my phone in at nighttime, so I feel like
So my car would definitely be done. Yeah,
I'd
Blake,
be done
Blake,
for.
you
You'd be
couldn't
dead.
have one.
It'd be
Because
dead.
your phone is dead 90% of the time.
I get out of the truck. I'm not gonna fill my truck up at the house. I'm never gonna remember to plug that bitch in.
If you
That's what I'm saying.
if you park next to the truck, like typically a Tesla owner is going to have a garage or something. They're going to back the car in.
Typically, unless you're Blake Augustine. And
Well, then you would just. I also see you buying one and just be like, yeah, I didn't really think about how I'm going to charge it, but I got a Tesla now.
or
But I got a Tesla.
I get up in the morning and look at the fuel gauge, and I'm like, or the electric gauge.
Whatever it
And then I'd
is.
look at it, and I'd be like, oh, I'm dead. So I have to sit there and plug it in for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the only thing, man.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, if you're traveling or anything like that, you got to stop. I mean, it factors it all in, but if each charge is like 45 minutes to an hour, I can fill up a whole tank of gas in like 2 minutes.
Exactly. You
but
can stop. Yeah.
but they have like movies and like they even have like a fire show on there. You can
Yeah.
watch. You can watch like on that big screen. It's all free. You can watch whatever you want. So most people they charge and they watch their Netflix show or whatever and just cruise.
Which is neat, but if I'm trying to.
I got to be somewhere,
I'm about to
dog.
say, like, if I woke up late, I got somewhere to be, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
you're in a bind.
oh, I'm all right. I gotta wait. Like, say I'm trying to
Just
get
get
to
you a
Florida or
Prius. You
something.
can just.
See, I like
Hey,
the
man,
hybrids.
I got a good question. So you know how you can plug your phone in and use it while you're plugged in?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just basically put a generator in the trunk, plug it in, and drive it plugged in?
People have done it.
Have they really?
Yeah, there's been people they'll take a hitch carrier and put it on the back with a generator. I don't know how efficient.
Dude, I
it
saw
is.
a Tesla towed up to a camper.
I think you sent a picture of it.
It was one of those collapsible campers.
Yeah,
it wasn't
it was
a big one,
yeah.
but it was like it's almost like a upgraded tent,
Yeah.
that you would go
Soft-sided camper
camping
type
in.
deal.
Yeah. And
I've seen that.
Dude, he was cruising with it. I was like, what? I didn't even know you could
Yeah,
put
but-
a hitch on this thing.
But they say even like with the F-150 Lightning or the Ford
I was about
Lightning
to
now,
talk about that.
when you hook anything up to it,
It pulls life.
it
it
like
drains
crazy.
it.
It drains it like nobody's business, and it's like
See, that's what when everybody was talking about the Tesla truck and that coming out, and that's going to be hard to the amp start going up, starts pulling, and that I mean we'll see what happens. And then
Yeah.
when they were coming out with the Tesla before it ever came out, I was thinking about that axle is spinning. Why couldn't you hook up some kind of like
charge
generator
the
to
battery.
charge the battery as
Ju-
it's driving?
Just like your alternator in your truck that charges your truck battery when your vehicle runs.
If
Why
it
wouldn't they do
somehow hooks up to that the drive shaft?
that? Yeah.
And could create some electrical magnetic field and then
And
charge
just
the battery
keep it
again.
charged. Or why don't they put some freaking solar panels on it?
the solar panels is the only thing that would work, and that's not very efficient. And the reason the belt on the axle wouldn't work is if you look at energy like kinetic energy.
Yeah, you
I've
can't.
explained
You
this to you
can't. You
before,
can't
but
use the energy that you're already using or something. It's like negative or something.
It's like if you put a fan on a sailboat and turn the fan on, the sailboat's not going to move.
Right.
Same. It's because the kinetic energy is just now it's just in a circle.
Cycling.
Well, time
It's-
out. What about an airboat, dude?
That's different. That's different.
There's an
It's-
engine
Yeah,
with
it's
fuel
the engine
and-
pushing the fan, which is the fan is pushing air. What I was referring to is like if you were to take an airboat and put it on a sailboat, and then try to make the wind from the airboat move into the sail, and that would cause your movement.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see what you're
yeah,
saying. You're
that
saying
wouldn't work.
putting air into it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Now, if you were to just put a big old fan on the back,
You can't recycle energy.
you can't recycle
kinetic
energy.
energy.
Well,
Once it's used, it's used.
I did see a thing where that Elon Musk, he was talking about, like, am I really loud?
No, you're good.
Okay. In my head, I'm a little more loud, but it's okay. Anyways, I was talking to Elon Musk one time.
Oh, yeah. I do that all the time.
I'm that famous. No, man. No, but this dude, he was introducing those 18-wheelers they got, those
Yeah,
big electric
yeah, yeah.
18-wheelers. And they do that where they recycle the energy, but it's like on the braking system. So
Yeah.
when it breaks, the kinetic energy from the brakes then recharges this. It's weird.
So yeah, the way that something I've done a lot of research on this. I love electric cars.
Okay, I think he's getting an electric vehicle.
Alrighty.
I
He's
would-
getting a
I would
little
love
boner
one.
over there.
I would love one, but the way that works, it then uses the kinetic energy that you have from moving. You say you're traveling 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it uses the brake to slow down, and it uses the engine to slow down, and that engine turns into a generator because your momentum is now propelling that engine instead of that engine propelling the wheels. Does that make sense? The wheels it's like it goes backwards. You pull the energy from the engine, and now the engine's going to still spin, and the magnets inside of it are going to be your brakes, and by using those magnets, it generates energy.
Because
and goes back into
because the
That's
engine's
like
not
a-
actually pushing it forward.
Exactly.
Now you're coming to a stop, and then now you can use that energy back force.
It's like the flashlights. where you'd wind up the flashlight.
Yeah.
And then you could turn it on. It's the same concept of the wheels are winding the flashlight, and then when you flip the switch, it's you putting the power back down to the ground.
Okay, I get you. I get you.
So I figured y'all get that reference. That's pretty hunting.
But how does that all actually work? We don't fucking know.
No, not a clue. I'm no engineer.
Hey, man.
I'm far from an
It
engineer.
sounds good. It sounds like we know what we're talking about, but really,
In all reality,
we
I have
don't.
no clue.
Hey, man, all I know is if I got to charge something, I walk up to a magical box on the side of my house and click something in there. Dumb it down, buddy.
And then if I don't do that for a long period of time, my phone goes off.
Yep.
Exactly. And then you got a problem.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Simple, man.
It's not that hard.
I mean, it's just, it is what it is.
Let's roll into some notes here. I had one. I don't know if we're going to keep it on or not. It's the first one on the notes. Has your butt crack ever itched so much that you want to finger your butthole?
Is this question for me?
No, it's for
everybody.
The reason why I asked this, and the reason why I didn't post this on my TikTok, is because I couldn't explain myself because it sounds really gay.
Everybody would have been like,
Yeah, because that's how long that would have been the end of the TikTok. But like my butt crack itched so bad, I wanted to finger my ass. See, that sounds so bad when I
sounds
say
so
it.
bad.
It sounded better in the car, but it sounded better in my head.
I think we're just going to skip that. No,
I don't think it was better in the car, actually.
You said yes, so
I did say it.
Dang, you just got outed, bro.
I was also in the car. So
yeah. We don't.
I'm not going to lie. This is going to sound crazy. One time my asshole itched so bad, I did put a Q-tip in there and freaking itched the shit out of it, dude.
That's about the same thing.
it's not okay.
That's about the same.
okay.
That's the gayest I've ever been. That's the gayest I've ever been.
Yeah, I
It
can
is
agree
what
to
it is,
that.
man.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Sometimes you got to itch the itch, man.
I have this in my notes. This is one that I put in there. So I've been like trying to go to sleep more like earlier and trying to wake up at a certain time. You'd be so surprised how like your motivation and your drive is manipulated off of like if you tell yourself you're going to go to sleep at a certain time and you wake up at a certain time, how your mood changes throughout the day. Like it's crazy. Like recently, like because I'm an entrepreneur, my sleep schedule is all over the place. Like some
Right.
days I'll go to sleep at 12, some days I'll go to sleep at 9.
Yeah.
And recently I'm trying to like put myself on a schedule like 11 o'clock, trying to go to bed and then trying to get up at 7 and then like waking up, feel 100 times better
On a schedule.
and
Yeah.
forcing myself to get up. And even if I'm not, so the problem is I won't want to get out of bed until like I'm 10 minutes before I have to leave.
Exactly.
I'm the
15,
worst
mi-
about
That's
that.
how I am.
15 minutes before I leave.
Yep.
But I've been starting to try to get up and like trying to trick my brain to telling myself that I have to get up for some other reason and then going to make coffee and sitting on the couch and then like watching some TV like in the morning before the day starts or like just chilling out before the day starts instead of like just rolling into the day.
Yeah, it's a jumping straight into.
It's crazy how much more you're motivated, how much more you're driven, how much more you're ready for the day, how your mindset is. Maybe this is a personal thing, but it definitely has changed the way like I've been operating.
I believe that.
Actually, I do believe that a lot, actually. And, you know, since me and Drew stay home, too, I was thinking the same thing. She's been kept saying, you know, we need to get on schedule. And I've been going to the gym a lot recently, but I feel like, so me and my buddy Isaac go together and we work out together. And, he goes to he has like a regular type job and stuff like that. So for him, we kind of work around his schedule.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll kind of just let him know, hey, man, like, I'm good whenever. Just let me know.
Yeah.
And so some days we'll go, like on a schedule, we'll go for a whole week at the same time. We don't go
Yeah.
super early, like 9
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But some days it's like 3, and then it's like 5, and then it's like this. And so, yeah, you're right. Because then your schedule's just like,
All over the place.
Yeah.
And then some days you'll sleep in, you get too much sleep, and then you're just like drowsy, groggy.
Yep.
Or you get up too early, and then like you're late for something, then you're like constantly trying to catch up with your brain
it's the
throughout the
worst.
day. And I don't know, man. I noticed it the other day. I woke up and I was just like, this is so surreal to me. Like so surreal as like far as like where I was mentally for the day and like how happy I was just genuinely throughout the day. And I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
I always wondered how that would work because, like, I wake up 15 minutes before I have to leave. And then I get in the truck and I drive 45 minutes to work, and that's my morning. I go make a cup of coffee at work. I don't have any coffee here or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting to hear y'all talk about, like, because both of y'all are entrepreneurs. I would consider you an entrepreneur, and the way that y'all operate and the way y'all do things, and it's like it's so interesting because it's like, no, I just have to be at work at 6:30, so I have to leave my house.
You know what's funny about that? Whenever
at the latest,
when I went to go work for somebody, getting up in the morning and then you're so like behind its schedule in your brain because like you're trying to go. When you get in the truck and you start driving, you're immediately hungry. You immediately have to take a shit.
Yeah.
You immediately have to start doing anything because you're like chilled out. But like if you'd have woke up 15 before then and then just like cruise throughout the day, that's another thing I noticed. Like you're not really like thinking about your body or anything until like you're in the truck and you're driving. You're like, oh man, I forgot my lunch, or I'm freaking hungry right now. I gotta stop and get something.
Yeah, I've got my gas station. It's right after I get through a port, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it to the office. I gotta pull over. It's like,
but you don't notice it until you get in the truck.
And I usually notice it when I back it out of the driveway. But I don't have time to go back inside. No, it's not a Buc-ee's. There are no Buc-ee's in LaPorte.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say, man. So you've been sitting your behind.
Yeah, oh yeah.
On some dirty toilets.
No, I'm prepping.
Not clean.
I'm prepping.
I do. I always take hand sanitizer, or if they got hand sanitizer or soap, you put it on a freaking napkin and you scrub the toilet down.
Oh, I just double wrap the toilet paper on both sides and sit down.
I don't do any of that.
You're raw dogging the public restroom,
bro. I have to. I work in a plant.
You're raw dogging the.
I shit in a porta potty.
Oh,
if there comes a
there's literally toilet paper in a porta can.
There is.
You think I'm gonna take the time?
Yes.
No. It is.
I'm not raw dogging the freaking toilet.
It is 100 degrees outside. There's no shot I'm gonna stand in that porta potty longer than I have to. It's a sit down.
What if some AIDS or something crawls up your thigh or something gets on? And I kissed you earlier.
Hey man.
Come on, man.
I'm just kidding. Nobody kissed.
And this isn't herpes.
My thing is, okay, this is gonna sound funny. I worked at a plant for like a year, which is not a long time, but it was a year.
Yeah.
I did
It's
not.
longer than I've been in it.
I did not use the porta potty to take a dump. Ever.
Really?
Never.
Oh, it's like my favorite part of the day.
I couldn't. I would hold it. There was
no hold it in. If you hold it in for long enough, it's like it goes away.
Exactly. I could.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. People would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a dump."
Hey, listen. I did this the other day. I was at a customer's house, and I didn't want to knock on their door and go use the restroom inside, so I held it in. And then when I had to go take a shit later, I couldn't take a shit. I'm like, where the frick did it go? Where did it go?
It went back into your stomach, man.
And that's where the Copenhagen mint long cut comes in. You put it in, and it just starts flowing. Believe it or not, there's actually laxatives in dip. Yeah,
wow.
It's a real thing.
I did not know that.
I've heard that nicotine itself is like a normal laxative.
Natural laxative. Yeah.
You ask anybody that nicotine or just because they're full of. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's actually funny.
That's pretty funny, actually. But no. So speaking on mornings, I got a question for you.
All right.
Oh, and it's more of a concern than it is a question.
What's going on here, man?
So I was scrolling TikTok, and y'all popped up, and it's Drew shaving, and that y'all share a razor. Which that's cool. Whatever. If that's what y'all do, that's fine.
I almost just spit my beer out.
It's whenever she said razor, toothbrush, it was in the fine print. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Toothbrush? Do y'all share a toothbrush?
We do not. We don't share a toothbrush.
Okay. I wouldn't have been surprised.
Now you're lying.
I don't know if
Time out. So exclusively share a toothbrush is one thing. Okay, we don't exclusively just be like, that's our toothbrush.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, if I'm in a rush and I cannot find my toothbrush and her toothbrush is sitting there, I'm gonna use her toothbrush.
But Morgan gets mad when I do that shit.
Oh, Drew does too.
Because her sink is before mine. Like when I walk in the door, her sink is before mine, and I'm be like. And it's like she knows it.
Yeah.
Like she'd be laying in bed. She goes,
using my toothbrush?
Are you using my toothbrush? I'm like, how the fuck did you just know that?
Hey man, women, man, they're animals, bro. I tell you what, they're like
hear
deer.
Sounds.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's my toothbrush,
dude. She knows the top drawer from the bottom drawer. Her drawer, we have like the middle drawers.
She can tell
her top one is the makeup drawer.
Yeah,
and then the bottom one is like all my deodorants and all this stuff. I open the top one because sometimes she has like tweezers or something. If I got like an ingrown hair or something, I gotta pick something out, and I'll pull that makeup drawer out. It'll make the sounds of all her little makeup. And she's like, "Get out of my makeup drawer!" I'm like. Oh my God!
It's like, God, I just wanted to wear some lipstick today. What do you
go away? I'm like, go home. Then I'm like, oh wait, you love me.
Hey, dude, I'll bring up something, and I know since you live with Morgan, you probably know this, and you'll eventually know this. But I'll tell you what, man. So it's when you're a dude and maybe it's different for y'all. Maybe it's just my wife, but you cannot have your stuff laying anywhere, dude. Like,
I believe that.
Yeah.
like
And her
literally-
shit can be laying places to the roof.
and it don't matter.
It don't matter.
But it's dude. I could be using something. Yesterday,
I always pick up after you.
oh, I'm always picking up. I'm like, what? No, you don't have to pick up that. I'm still using.
And the
it.
hard part about that conversation is, I pick up after her, but I can't remember,
Dude,
I
because we
can't
don't-
fucking remember.
You know why? Because we don't care.
Yeah.
we just
Yeah,
do
you
it.
just
do it.
And
It's
so
just
I tell
your
Drew,
part.
I tell Drew that all the time. I'm like, nah, babe. I pick up every when.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
And then
keep
you're like,
track.
shit.
I don't keep track.
Then you're like, shit. What
I'm
am I
like,
to
when?
say?
When do I do that? But let me think. I can't remember. I don't know.
Start TikToking it.
Today.
I will.
Today there was
Make
this
the video of it.
Today there was a Scentsy countertop cleaner outside, and I'm like, I walk inside, I'm like, I just picked up your Scentsy countertop cleaner. This happened this morning. This happened this morning.
If you don't tell her right then,
Yeah.
you'll forget.
Yeah.
But she'll remember you told her that.
Well, when we get into that discussion again, she'd be like, when do you pick up after me? I'm like, fuck, we even had that conversation. I can't even
Scentsy
remember.
countertop.
It's like we had this conversation this morning. What? I can't remember what it
I
was.
still can't remember. She's like, I don't know. You motherfucker.
Like you know, you do know, you do know.
You're lucky I love you.
Hey, this is what literally happened yesterday, and this is why I say that, because yesterday. Well, okay, so the day before yesterday, I went. So okay, this is gonna sound funny. So I never.
I love how that started.
Well,
That was like,
hang on.
I got to
it was going through his brain, and he was like, well, that's fucked up. Let me try that one again.
I got to go back. I got to give a little backstory. So me and Drew get DMs all the time from like random people and stuff,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times I answer them. Now there is some weird things we get where I'm just like, I'm not responding to that.
Yeah.
A lot. She gets way more than I do. But I've been fishing a lot lately, and so I just get this message on my Facebook page, and I check my messages, and it was this dude, and he was like, "Hey, bro, want to go fishing?" And I was like, "What? What you mean, bro?"
weird,
No, this is where it gets weird. So usually I just kind of like disregard that. I'd be like, "No, this dude lives in a different state or something." I'm not whatever. Well, I really wanted to go fishing, so I was like, where's this guy live at? I click on, hey, this dude lived in Dickinson, Texas. Yeah, like 30 minutes down the road. I clicked on his profile and started scrolling. He's catching speckled trout, reds, and he actually fishes bass tournaments they have property on Lake Sam Rayburn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he fishes tournaments and won like all kinds of money. He's sponsored by Lose and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going fishing. So I hit the guy back up. I'm like, yeah, dog, let's go fishing. And he's like, oh, dude, I didn't think you'd respond. Yeah, let's go. I was thinking he was going to be like,
Yeah.
this really just happened. I went fishing. Was it yesterday? Did I go fishing yesterday or was it the day before?
With him?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
Me and my little brother and him. And so he was just like, yeah, man, me and my wife are going to go in the morning. Or not his wife. I thought he was going to bring his wife.
Didn't
but
catch a damn thing.
Nope.
That stinks.
But I'm getting to the good part, man.
Why did I guess that?
Dude, we even went wading up to our freaking bellies, dude. And Galveston didn't catch, but nobody did. The weather, I guess because the weather was so good
Yeah.
that it was bad, because it was perfect weather for it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You could even see the slicks out there for the trout. We were like, dude, we're about to get on them, bro. We got all the way out there. We're freaking wet. We're going at it. Yeah, nothing, dude. Nothing. Nothing.
That sucks.
The only thing that we felt all day was a Spanish mackerel bit me off. That's it.
Dude, when they get on, them Spanish mackerel go crazy.
Yeah, he said they're fun to catch, but man, it
They're fun to catch.
bit me off, and I was like, okay, retied on. So there was that. But then he took me. I just posted a YouTube video about it. So we did catch some stuff later on in the day. Not anything saltwater, but he's like, hey man, he goes, I know you love bass fishing. He goes, I got a little honey hole. I was like, you got a honey hole, man? What you talking about? He was like, okay, come on, let's go. So we drove out to this random like ranch, dude, and he knew the guy, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna fish here. I'm like, okay. We come around the corner in this huge like private lake thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, all righty, man, clear water, clear.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the juice. I'm like, this is the juice. He's like, it's the juice. I said, I bet. First cast. Freaking 3-pound bass. And I was like, I knew it. I didn't catch it though. I was kind of mad because he caught that. No, I'm like, he did. I didn't catch anything yet.
Yeah.
But my little brother, 2 seconds later, pulled another fish out, pulling fish. So they had like 3 fish. I was so worried about pulling my little brother's fish off the hooks and trying to help him and messing with my stuff. I was starting getting mad. I was like, man, I'm not catching nothing.
You didn't catch a single fish?
Oh no, that day I caught 13. But
Okay, that's better. That's better.
when I got to the other side of the pond, I started getting in the zone. But dude, and I just posted that video today. But man, it was. You trying to get that beer?
That was the worst way you could have done that.
Well, he was talking. I didn't want to.
Anyways, man. So I don't even know how I got on this. Oh, okay. So I ended up. Me and this dude are cool now. Like he literally is like, dude. He fishes tournaments. He's like, hey man, you wanna?
What's his name?
His name is
Don't know.
Yeah, from Dickinson. But I just outed this dude. Anyways.
Well, we can bleep
it
something
out.
out.
Okay, but
I'll bleep out his name.
I didn't even. It was for personal. I wanted to actually.
You're good.
Because we used to fish tournaments. I didn't know if I would know him.
Oh, okay. But dude, super cool. And anyways, he's like, hey man, you want to start? You want to be my bass fishing partner and we fish some tournaments together? I'm like, dude, yeah.
It seems kind of. Hold on. It seems kind of sketch because it's like, why don't you have other friends?
See, that's what I said. He does apparently, but he so apparently that's what I asked him. I actually did ask him that.
You actually asked him that?
Yeah, I was like, hey man, I said, so, like, what do you do for a living? Like, what, like, blah blah. Well,
Hold on, is this at the end of the day you finally asked this guy what does he do for a living? Dude,
He's like, no, I texted him this morning.
did you not talk to him the whole time?
Huh?
Did you not have a conversation with this guy the whole time? Y'all
Yeah,
just sat in the car like this?
No, about fishing. We talked about fishing all the time.
Okay.
So finally, we get to this dude's house, and finally it hits me. I'm like, dude, by the way, we went in this dude's house. He had things that you would think would like animals, like that he's killed, hunted, and all that stuff that you would be like once in a lifetime type stuff.
Yeah.
Like he had these huge Kansas bucks, like monstrous,
Yeah.
and all kinds of like those antelopes, all kinds of crazy stuff, like African hunt type stuff. And then, dude, he had some freaking massive, like 10-pound bass, 13-pound bass, huge, like mounted fish.
Crazy.
I said, man, you bought these, you caught these. He goes, everything here I've either killed, caught, my wife has, or me has. And he was showing me these pictures on Sam Rayburn. He's caught all kinds. This dude like does it like all the time. So I'm thinking maybe he does this full time. So that's when I asked him at the end of the day. I was like, hey man, so what do you do for a living, bro? I'm like, I'm curious, like, And he was like, hey man, so apparently he's a crane operator supervisor, but he works from home. And
What?
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
How do you operate and supervise
How do you-
a crane company or a crane operator while being from home?
I don't know.
GoPros.
It sounds like he's a drug dealer. He's a drug dealer.
Hey, man, maybe so. But he's a cool dude. And, long story short, I'm actually going tomorrow to Lake Sam Rayburn to go fish with him again.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
But it was pretty cool. And man, cool dude. Anyways, I was saying all that because we were talking about how the wife comes and picks up like just. I feel like I don't actually have to be so close to the mic anymore. I can. Now it sounds normal.
Good. Yeah.
Anyways,
I think it's when we all talk at the same time. It kind
starts
of like
jumping stuff up.
it starts going down to pick up
just-
everybody up.
Yeah, it's the way that it works.
But anyway, so while I was out there wade fishing for speckled trout that we didn't catch, my phone was in my pocket.
No,
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah. And then I was.
You're a
I-
dumbass.
I know, dude. I know. And then I started thinking about it because I was fishing, and then my little brother fell in the water, and he fell over a rock or something, and he was stuck away. I'm like, let me video this. Reach my hand under the water into my pocket, pull out my phone, and I'm like, wait a second.
This guy does not
It's
wade fish,
dripping
obviously.
wet.
Dude, that was the first time I've ever wade fished. And so, I just pull it out, and it's just like fried. And I'm like,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
glitched, wouldn't come on. I was like, oh, well, my phone is done. Long story short, anyways, buy the insurance through, if you have Verizon.
Well,
Yeah.
if you know how to wade fish, you usually leave your phone in the truck or in the boat. So,
No,
like,
but-
yeah, that was my bad.
I'll agree with you on buy the insurance. 'Cause
Buy the insurance.
I went on a duck hunting trip with a buddy of mine, Zach, and he had his phone in his lap. We still don't know where his phone went, but it disappeared, and we're just assuming
Just
he
blew
was
off.
sitting on his lap, or it fell in the boat. I fell out of the boat at some point because it wasn't in the boat anywhere. Straight to voicemail, Dunzo, and he had the insurance, got a new phone. That was Saturday. He had it like Tuesday.
Well,
So-
yeah. So, dude, for me, I phone was messed up. Made a claim that day, dude. Made a claim. I only had to pay $100. Paid $99. They sent me a brand new phone the next morning, overnighted, brand new
Wow.
phone. Set it up in 5 minutes, and it was ready to rock and roll.
Nice. That's
And
awesome.
for $100.
that's actually cool.
And I was
so,
like,
so
okay.
I used to be the worst at that. Like whenever I was younger and I was fishing all the time, I was hunting all the time. I broke phones. I broke I
Cameras,
lost
all
my
kinds of-
wallets,
Yeah.
cameras. Like, I was that guy. For some reason, I haven't lost my wallet in a long time. My wallet's finally started falling apart.
Dude,
never
by the
had that
way,
happen
I
before.
don't think
By
you
the
can-
way, look at your freaking wallet, dude.
What?
That's a thick boy.
That's a fatty, bro.
Yeah.
What do
You
use?
ain't got like a Ridge wallet.
I was
or,
about to say, why do I feel like he's about to go into a plug for Ridge Wallet?
Well, because somebody had some nice wallets and he gave them away to his other friends.
Oh,
Hey man, I got you. No,
Yeah.
hey man, I'm being serious.
I actually would need a new wallet. So
do you
look.
want one like this? Let me see if I got
Yes,
it on me.
I know
It's-
which one you have.
Okay.
you have a Ridge?
No,
This part is falling apart.
I did.
Oh, do you like this?
Love it. So I
Really?
actually I had the Ridge wallet and I had a code through Ridge.
Hey,
and they
Ridge,
sent
why don't
me-
y'all hit us up? Sponsor
Hey,
us.
for real, you should. But I was sponsored by Ridge for a little bit, and I probably still, my code's probably still active, but I never
us
really,
with
I
Manscaped.
really never like pushed it that much. But they sent me some wallets, and I loved them, and I used them, and I still have them, and use them and love them. But then Exter actually hit me up,
Yeah.
and sent me like all kinds of stuff, like laptop cases, and like 4 or 5 of these, all kinds of stuff. And dude,
See, that's what got me.
Dude,
But I feel like that would
it's
wear
awesome.
out over time.
I religiously, dude, I'll sit in my truck and just like,
How long have you had it? See, it's pretty scratched up. I mean,
dude, I've had this for.
maybe it's not scratched up. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
Let's watch.
I've had
Let's watch how we show our cards to the
Yeah.
cameras there.
No,
Blur it out, guys.
You can't see them.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, I've
It
been
doesn't
using
show
it for
anything.
over a year, and it still
Oh,
feels
wow. Okay.
brand new, dude. But check it out.
I was looking at these, and I mean...
I carry a
you
lot of
can hold
cash, so what do I do about cash?
So the
It goes in
cash,
the- it
you
goes
got
in
that,
that little-
you got that, and you've also got that little thing on the other side. That's a little band. You roll your cash, put it right there.
You think
like-
it'll stay in there?
I've used it, and it's worked. Same thing with
something?
Ridge. Ridge has those either the money clip. I didn't like it. I used the strap. They have the money
Maybe
strap.
that would make me not carry as much cash as I usually
It would.
do.
It's probably better for you.
probably
'cause,
better
like,
for
I
me.
keep- yeah, it'd be 100%
I know.
better for you.
I've seen it. I love it.
I'll get you one. I'll get y'all both one. I'll hit them up and get them to send me some more, and I'll give y'all both one. But
Well, that'd be sweet.
dude, they're freaking. I love these wallets, man. So because it's so slim. Because when I saw your wallet, I was like, oh my gosh! Like look at the comparison, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's,
crazy.
It's just like
Well, and also, like, just buying a new wallet causes you to clean yours out, and you realize you
link
have
in my
gift cards.
bio.
And then that one won't actually that one won't go bad. Like opening and closing this one, like
Yeah.
you can see here. Like,
Where's the leather
Like
out?
where's the leather? And this part's falling apart, which is the only part that's falling apart right now. But it's annoying.
Bro, you
Like,
got some money in that wallet, bro.
I do.
That-
Don't worry about
that's,
it.
That's one thing. That's one thing with you is you carry a lot of cash.
He does, dude.
And
I just
think,
saw that.
I think it would be really good for you to not do that.
Yeah.
Because like you were even saying how you
Dude,
lost your
oh.
wallet a while back, like a couple weeks ago.
So I didn't lose it. I found
True.
it.
Well,
But
you
it was a
found it.
mistake.
Yeah.
It was a mistake because I got in a bind. Morgan was talking to me, and then Wyatt drove off, and he didn't tell me he was driving off. And I put
your
my
wallet
wallet.
was on,
I
like,
put
the
one
back
on
of
the
his
back
truck?
of his truck, and I had $2,000 in it the day before, and that day I had to pay some money. I had to pay my brother something, and then I took some out and only had like $100 in there.
Oh.
And
Okay, so you
I only had
$100.
$100 in
Okay,
there.
okay.
But whenever I went and I found the wallet and there was no money in it, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm so lucky."
Yeah, 'cause
So
that would have been
lucky.
a lot of money.
They'd
gone.
took all the money, dude.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the I carry like $200 max. Like
So
maybe
dude, to me,
maybe
that's
three.
To me, that's even a lot because I feel like
Well, you don't. So the reason why I carry cash is because I try to hide from the IRS.
Don't put it on the podcast.
I
Hide
try to,
from the
so
IRS.
I own my own company, and if somebody pays me cash, I'm not gonna report it.
Of
so
course you're
I
gonna
just,
rep- of course
it's
you're
a
gonna-
small amount. So
of course you're gonna report it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
you report
well, I
it.
don't actually have to report, but like 10 grand of cash, I don't have to report legally. So that's the amount that I do.
By the way, all my business is cash. So don't pay
No, but yeah, I do carry cash, and I try to deposit it as much as I can.
That's smart. Yeah. But dude, I literally never carry cash. Someone's like, you got cash? If I've got cash on me, it's a rare occurrence. And that's bad. I should at least probably carry for me. I feel like I said probably
There's no reason for you to have cash.
Like
why
100,
would you
150
have,
bucks?
Why would you have
But
cash?
yeah,
you would have to go pull it
one
from
word.
the bank.
One word, man. Poker.
Poker's a good point. Betting in general.
Speaking of poker,
Y'all want to play poker tonight?
No, hold on. Well, I will.
Okay. Y'all want to play poker
I'm
tonight?
going to the landing.
What?
But
Come on, man.
I got a buddy of mine playing out there, and we've got a group going. I know.
Anyways,
And y'all always take my
I have
money.
I have a
every time I play poker with y'all.
I actually have a point for that exactly. The note is me at poker night with a room full of pastors. Explain that night.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was curious.
No, I want Gabe to explain this night.
Dude, that's funny you brought that up.
From the time it started to everything.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Blake was. I hit Blake up. I was like, "Hey man, we're playing some poker tonight."
Didn't tell me.
I didn't.
The details
He
of
just
it.
said, "Oh, who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, just some other guys. You haven't really met them. Whatever." He's like, "Okay, cool. I'll be there. I'm gonna finish washing this truck. Detailing it. I'll be there later." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we just started the poker. We were playing for maybe like 30 minutes, and then Blake rolls in, just opens the front door, walks on in. He's got a case of beer in each hand, and he's like, "What's up, mother?" Cracks a beer. He's like, "What's up?" So I look over, and
I don't know if
that was precise.
That was about right.
dude, we were playing. Everybody that was there was a church group.
Oh my god!
I'm religious. I believe in God and all that, but they are like way more serious than me.
See, that's a whole conversation in itself. As far as like church and religion and stuff.
We don't have to go into it, but I just wanted to let them know. It's like it's not like
you're like a heathen. Like,
yeah.
People just live differently, man. And honestly, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm like in the middle, dude. I do this kind of stuff, drink beer. I do. Everybody's got their own thing. And honestly, I don't see. Let me just clear it. I don't see anything wrong with drinking and playing poker. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But
it was more the attitude than when I was coming in. It was just like
so
so
funny,
different than them. They didn't normally see a creature like me.
It's like when you walked in and drank the beer out of the ladle that we have hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get in a demon mode.
I do.
And you hype yourself up like when
I was expecting a room full of poker players. Like usually
yeah,
poker
yeah.
players, they're drinking beer.
He walked into a room full of nuns. Dog. I'm just kidding.
That's what it felt like. And then later we had a conversation, and then Drew was like, I'm glad you didn't like hide the beer, didn't drink, because that's you. That's represent who you are.
Because
like,
usually I'd be drinking beer too. Playing poker. I'm having a couple beers.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus drank wine. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
come on.
He turned it, took from water. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like
he turned beer into water. Oh,
wait, that'd be cool.
It's pretty much water.
Oh, can he do it after I drink it? Hydration factor.
That's a good point.
Anyways.
Hey, man, I don't know about y'all. I get hydrated on beer. I really do.
I do.
And so, anyways, so Blake comes walking in. It has no idea what he's walking into.
Shake everybody's hand.
Shakes everybody's hand, sits down, just pounding these beers.
What's going on, dude? I'm like shaking them super hard.
What's up, man? Yeah, Blake, man. The name's Blake Augustine. Blake Augustine. What's up? And so all these guys are like, yeah, man, what's up? What's up? And then as the night kind of goes on, the next like 20, 30 minutes, I look over at Blake and he's like slowly like starting to kind of pick up. And he's like,
I didn't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. It wasn't like I was scared to like be myself around them. I didn't want everybody else to feel uncomfortable.
No, I'm saying like I could tell your face. You slowly started being like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you kind of started feeling out of place. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah. That's even nobody else is drinking. I was like, this is off.
But it took like 20 minutes for him to realize. He was like grabbing beers out the fridge, and finally he's like, wait a minute.
He's like, no,
because
nobody's drinking.
Some people had like tea, like in glasses, and I'm
thought it was like whiskey.
Maybe they were drinking whiskey or something.
Good lord,
dude! But it was so funny. And then Blake just was like, okay. And then the guys across the table, I'm not making fun of them, but they were like, oh, the B word. And Blake's like, hi, like, just say bitch, like. And they both looked at Blake, and Blake was like, huh. It's one of those things.
I was so dumbfounded about like I don't know. It was a hard room of
funny,
people.
Dude.
It was funny though.
And then you were
That's
like
awesome.
later on, you were like, you didn't tell me it was gonna be. I was like, man, I sorry.
I didn't think I had to.
But we had a good time. They enjoyed me, and I got a few of their numbers, and we had a good time.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. And then there was.
Yo, did you end up going and play that poker tournament?
No, I didn't. I didn't have time.
Yeah, because I didn't go either.
Speaking of that, they were talking to us, and they were asking me who I was, and I was like, yeah, I'm Gabe's cousin. And then Gabe looked over. They all looked right at Gabe.
And they were like, oh, that's your cousin? And I was just like,
no.
I was like, no, that was a joke. And then they were like, oh, and then Blake's like, bro, you're not even going to claim me? And I was like, no, I got you, cuz. And then we reconvinced them. We reconvinced them.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, okay. Then I was like, you're not going to claim me? And they were like, Oh, you are his cousin.
But to this day, they still think that me and Blake are cousins.
So he texted me about the poker, the tournament, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, it's Blake, Gabe's cousin," and he was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?"
Yeah. He literally the other day was like, he was like, "Hey, man, I missed you and your cousin at that poker tournament." I was like, "Oh, dude, man, we were busy, man."
We're gonna tell him one day. We're gonna tell him.
Grandma fell, so we had to go.
we went to Grandma's funeral. It was a sad day, you know.
Now me and Gabe have to hang out with each other because we're cousins.
Yeah, now I'm stuck with him.
One of y'all are gonna show up like, dude, where's your cousin? I'm like, my cousin. It's like Blake, and it's like, oh yeah.
my cousin.
Yeah, you're right. I
forgot he was mine.
Lord, man. But dude, that was a funny night, dude. That was funny.
They were all good people.
I was nice people.
So like when you majority of the people understand like what we're talking about with walking in a room full of people that are very religious and stuff like that. But these guys were super cool. They were chill. They were awesome.
chill. They were chill. And I think honestly, I think a couple of those guys as well would have probably been drinking with you had the pastor not have been sitting at the table playing poker.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I think a lot of it is that. But you like you said, or like y'all were saying.
I find that a good thing because he holds people accountable and responsible, which I'm nowhere near against that. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. But at the same time,
if I would have known, I probably wouldn't have. Like, for example, when he invited us to the poker tournament, he was like, well, there's no drink. I was like, hey, it's not like I have to be.
You're like, I'm not a raging alcoholic.
I didn't want to go into an explanation as far as like, oh, I just thought everybody was drinking. I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. You know, like, it's no big deal.
Like, so Yeti cups, right? That means? No.
So everybody's bringing their own Yetis,
yeah,
right?
so everybody brings their own cup.
And about every 10 minutes, I got to go to the cooler in the back of the truck. Hey, man, I got to go, yeah.
You know we have a restroom inside? Yeah, I like going to the truck. It's like...
I got a porta potty back.
So I got a few more notes here. So one of them was you brought up earlier. You started getting back on the water. You started fishing again.
Yeah, dude.
How does that? How is like not like yeah, you enjoy it, but like because I know you used to fish and then you went away from it for a long time, and now being back from it from a long period of time, how does it make you feel? Like is it like a void that you're glad you're back?
Oh, dude, 100%, man. Because I feel like, man, I really got big into bass fishing. I always loved to bass fish. And the thing is, I always say bass fishing because, dude, literally, besides that one time I just told you about, I literally have never saltwater fished. I've only ever bass fished. We grew up, like, really on the lake. My parents and my grandpa have a lake house out on a private lake. And summers and stuff we'd spend on the lake. So I always was just bass fishing for the most part. Or like bluegill, panfish, stuff like that, like freshwater.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy when we got into high school was like, hey, man, you want to...
the bass fishing tournaments.
The bass fishing tournaments. He's like, you want to be my bass fishing partner? I was like, yeah. Well, back then I was kind of sucked. So, I mean, it was what it was. I didn't really do my research that much. But after that ended, I realized how much I actually liked fishing, like bass fishing. And I was like, oh, I want to start doing it. So I started pond hopping right when I graduated high school, like my senior year, and then graduating, I started pond hopping around this area. But there's really no good bass fishing spots in this area. Yeah. That's not
I can
private.
show you a few.
I'm going to take you up on that.
I know. I actually know a few that we can go to, and
I'm down for that.
There's one right here.
Well, I'll tell you about
that
this.
Lake thing right over here, right?
You can't fish that.
You have to have like permission, right?
I have permission for it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Anyways,
that's an interesting one, but
so I noticed that you're starting to get back into fishing, and I have a boat, and you don't have a boat. And I've been wanting to take you out in the boat and go saltwater fishing. So it's not a flex. I'm gonna explain as far as why I haven't taken you out yet.
Yeah, come on, man. What is this, bro?
So I'm gonna explain it. It's exactly what you said earlier. That guy took you. Y'all went fishing. You caught nothing.
That is
which
true.
I know you're fine with it, but I want to show you
a good time
for the first time, and then we can go grind for him, and then we can go fish for him, and then I don't really care if you don't catch anything the next time because you know. The beauty of it, the fun of it, because it's different than bass fishing. Yeah. It's completely different. Bass fishing, we grew up on the saltwater. We grew up catching fish in the saltwater, and then we went to bass fishing, and it's so beyond crazy. Unless you're fishing offshore for bass, there's no representation of the same way of fishing at all. Like from the baits to the way you're fishing to how they migrate to anything. Like any time of the year, you can go find a group of speckled trout, a group of redfish, and sit on them for 5 days straight and literally smash their face in. And you can go back every single day and have the best time of your life. Bass fishing, you might catch a fish 100 yards down there, and then you might find the same tree with the same bark, with the same grass right behind it, and has to be the same depth and this, and you got to be throwing this exact bait with this and that. It's so much more precise, and it's so much different. It's crazy.
Because the bass fishing, I guess you're right. It's more like a sport fishing. It's more like calculated type.
That's why there's more money in it. There's way more money in freshwater bass fishing than there is saltwater fishing, which there's a lot of money, like offshore fishing. As far as saltwater, there's more money in that. I'm talking about like bay fishing, like trout, redfish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to find tournaments that are good tournaments that can handle what the numbers that they're doing. And we went out a few times, and we kind of found some few, but I wanted to take you out whenever we're on them. I don't want to take you out, and then it's just like,
yeah. But no, man, I'm good.
Because I've been out of the game for a while.
Y'all were on them last weekend, though.
Yeah,
I felt like y'all were on them pretty good after I saw your video and I saw some
man,
pictures.
they were on them, and guess who wasn't invited, dude?
That's crazy.
Yeah, were you invited?
You know what's so funny?
I was at our podcast.
You know what's so funny about that?
I wasn't even like invited at all.
I was at the podcast.
I wouldn't even thought about it a little bit.
He was on the fish.
Which is kind of funny because he had just told me like the week right before that we were going to go fishing. And then I looked on TikTok and they were holding fish.
Yeah, guess what? They got fish. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is kind of like, a little messed up here, bro.
It was rough.
It was rough, dude.
Yeah, imagine getting the phone call.
Literally that day, I literally went down to the boat store and I was literally about to buy a bay boat. I'm like, screw Blake. I'll buy my own freaking boat. I'll go put my boat in. I'll go freaking catch some fish. So speaking of that, me and Drew actually do plan on buying a bay boat here pretty soon. I was going to get a bass boat, but this guy was talking to me, and even Blake was talking to me. He's like, man, you could put a bay boat in the lake and in the... I'm like, yeah, that's true. So we're going to go get a bay boat.
Are y'all done?
Well, and so
did you want to talk?
Yeah. The thing I like about a bay boat here is we're so close.
Exactly.
I mean, you could get a bass boat, and like we know people here that have bass boats that have put them in the bay, and it's not the best.
But it's got to be like the perfect
There's
weather.
no difference in putting a... Aaron's the same fucking way about this shit. He bought a bass boat, It's an outboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same motor that you can buy for saltwater fishing. Yep. It does really not matter. It just looks a little different. He's like, I'm not taking my bass boat out there in the saltwater. Just rinse it off. Know how to maintenance it. Know how to do what...
Well, I think a lot of people's hang up is, and this is kind of what mine was if I got a bass boat would be, which is what I wanted was just the water roughness. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you take a bass boat out into like somewhere where it's...
You ever been in the middle of Sam Rayburn whenever it's blowing 30 miles an hour?
I heard it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Rough,
you ever seen those professional bass fishermen that are going 3-4 foot waves and just taking to the nose? You don't catch that all the time out there. It's not like it's some exotic area where the wind is strong. I mean, it's a little bit. It's more it doesn't ever blow over 20 miles an hour. I mean, normally. I mean, that's 20 miles an hour. That's pretty much the base. Yeah.
In the bay?
Yeah.
25. I mean, I can't run my shit. I can't even run my shit in that. I have an aluminum boat. I have to play the wind. I literally have to play the wind whenever it's good. I can't just go out whenever I want. Yeah. I have to play Mother Nature. And everybody's like, well, I don't want to beat my shit up. And I was like, I don't beat my shit up. I put it at specific boat ramps where I can hide from the wind or I can get behind shorelines. The south wind is the worst wind for our bay system, period. It's blowing south at any mile an hour. You might as well not go because most 90% of shorelines on a southwest wind or south wind here in Trinity is completely fucked. Yeah. So knowing me, I have an aluminum boat. I will bust welds if I am over 15 miles or 15 mile an hour wind.
But I mean, it really does come down to what I mean. If you're buying a boat strictly for fishing, buy it for the fishing you enjoy. If you're going to do it bass fishing, you can take that boat out here. Y'all can go cruise. Y'all can still enjoy some time in the water here.
My boat will get me out of trouble if I need to because it's got a V on it. It's aluminum. It's 18 foot, 18 by 65. It'll get me out of trouble if I'm like on a shoreline. The wind picks up, turns around, and I'm like, oh, I know how to do it because I know my boat. But what I'm saying is, you can get any fiberglass boat, anything, and once you know how to run the boat, as long as it's got a good V, as long as it's long enough, as long as it's wide enough, you're good to go.
So you're saying you could get a bass boat and run it out there?
Oh, yeah. What's the difference? Tell me what the difference is.
Well, so...
I just thought, dude, because I'm
carpet,
not big into this.
You tell me the carpet's going to get salt water on it, you can rinse it off?
Not the carpet. I'm saying, like, I guess for me, people just kept telling me, like, you don't want to take a bass boat out there because you can capsize. compared to a bay boat. Which
They
if it
do-
has a
Have you
bigger,
ever been that? You can ask him this. You ever been on Sam Rayburn when it's blowing 30 miles an hour?
Well, but
I have.
that's
I've had it-
rarer
we
than
were running
it
a.
being that way out here.
No, it's not. It absolutely is not.
I think I don't know. I don't.
It
Fish,
absolutely
I don't
is
fish
not.
Rayburn. So.
Yeah, it blows its ass off sometimes. It will blow its ass off just like it will there.
yeah,
So with a bay, we were in a bay boat on Sam Rayburn. It was blowing 30 and 20 mile, or it was 20 degrees outside, and we were going with the waves, going back to Humphreys, the peninsula right there at the bottom next to the dam. Going with the waves, caught the wrong wave and nosedived the whole. It was like a 21-foot fiberglass boat, nosedived the entire boat, and I'm sitting in front of the console, 20 degrees outside. It looked like a tsunami just went over the boat. The whole boat just goes whoop, and then fucking goes back, and we all was like boom. It was crazy.
yeah,
That's scary.
What I'm saying is, it can get just as bad out there.
yeah.
And
But see, my thing, would it be better just to get a bay boat though? Anyways, though, because
Yeah.
you can
but
put
I'm
it
not,
anywhere.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying if you got a bass boat that you always fish bass in, and you fish more bass fishing than you do saltwater, you can take your bass boat out there. There's no difference. I mean, maybe somebody out there knows that there's a difference, but it's an outboard motor, just like it's on a.
Yeah.
It's the same motor that can be put on there. So don't tell me the motor can't make it.
Yeah.
And then the boat itself, it's a fiberglass boat. I don't know if there's some way that they're designed or whatever that they can take the waves because
Yeah.
if a professional bass fisherman is fishing for $100,000 to $200,000 and he's got to get back to the boat ramp and it's 30 miles an hour wind, guess what he's going to do?
He going back.
He's going to go. He's going to make it. So those boats are designed for
do
depending
that,
on which
yeah.
one you get.
Designed,
Like
yeah.
a 21-foot bass boat, I'm sure that you might have to get a longer bass boat for comparison to a shorter bay boat that can handle more. I'm sure the way they
Yeah.
design, because they're more heavy duty, they weigh more than a bass boat. But as far as like the cosmetics of the boat, as long as you know
Pretty
how
much
to
same
maintenance
thing.
it, as long as you know how to rinse it off, you know how to take care of your connections as far as your, oil and all and greasing all your batteries and your electrical.
So you're just saying it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, if you take a bay boat out, you have to do all those things. So if you take your bass boat out, you're going to have to do all those things, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I tried to explain this to Aaron the other day, and he's like, nah, I'm not. It's for bass.
Is
It's
that-
for surf. It's for fresh. I'm like, whatever.
Is that the same Aaron that I met, right?
Aaron Brown, long neck, tall,
Helped
skinny.
us build the fence.
Yeah.
Girls with blonde hair.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Long neck.
He's got a bass boat.
He got a new bass boat?
He got a new bass boat, and he drove it back and forth to Rayburn for like a couple months. He's like, man, this sucks. It sucks because the drive, always
Yeah.
going back and forth.
Yeah, 2 hours. See, the benefit for me would be my parents have a lake house.
There you go.
Like 25
Period.
minutes from Rayburn.
Done. Pyramid done.
Then,
I mean,
yeah,
you're
then-
done.
then-
That's
yeah.
perfect.
So as I was telling Drew, if we want to spend the weekend, we can go out there, stay
Yeah.
at the lake house, and drive 25 minutes to the lake with the bass
Yeah.
boat. and put
He's
it in.
driving there in the morning, then driving back in the afternoon.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
too
tough.
much.
That's
That's
Yeah,
too much.
it's hard on him.
Especially pulling a boat and all
He's
that.
like, it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. He's like, it's not the money. It's just hard on me constantly doing that.
See that might mean why I would get a bay boat though, because if I don't feel like going all the way out there, dude. Like you said, we can go get on some.
Saltwater is
Saltwater
a different beast.
right over here,
It's
though.
a different beast.
Yeah.
You gotta learn how
Yeah,
to
but
fish
you
it.
also you know freshwater. It's a whole. You're taking on a new endeavor buying a bay boat and hitting the saltwater. You're learning more to it from it too. Not that you wouldn't learn anything.
Right, but
bass
you're right.
fishing, but
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I think you would enjoy that too. I think that'd be something.
It'd be
and-
something, yeah. So that's
Well,
kind of the kind of thing. But also, basically, what we're saying is, Blake, dude, why didn't you take me and Tanner out on a boat?
I'll take y'all when it's right. And when I'm on fish, I actually think I'm on some fish. I think because I haven't been back on
Were
there.
you fishing like red or speckled trout?
We were fishing for speckled trout, but we ran into some reds, and then we found some speckled trout, but they were small. But trying to find it, man, it's difficult.
Yeah.
There's guys. I know a guy that is around our age, and I got to talk to him at a wedding the other day, and we got to talking about saltwater fishing. And he's like, everybody in the saltwater community is so like against each other. Like bass
Yes.
fishing community, it's so like you can run by somebody, you can ask them, hey, what are y'all catching on? What are y'all doing? Oh, we caught him here. And it's a genuine, like,
Hey, man,
you can- it's like a conversation.
It's a
Like,
different community.
It's a different community.
whole
People in
different
saltwater,
breed of people.
something about the salt in the air just makes everybody aggressive.
like, no, man, it's my secret spot.
Yeah, but
It's because everybody's pissed
that's
off.
all-
because
that's-
they're covered
that's
in
because they're
salt.
not catching anything.
They probably aren't catching shit.
I'm lying 90% of the time if you're asking me where I'm on them.
Yeah, until he checks your location.
Well, we didn't catch them there, so you're out of luck.
Golly.
Go there 9 days out of the week, so.
Yeah, Blake doesn't have my location for like 3 months out of the year, and that's duck season. It's like oh nope, we're turning.
But what I'm saying is, what was I saying?
Lying about where you're at.
Oh,
Where you're catching them
just
at.
how
the
the
saltwater,
saltwater's against each other.
saltwater community is against each other. And we were talking, and he was like, "We need to find like 4 or 5 guys to get in a group chat to where we can update each other, not on where." Because I was telling him, it was very. At first, it was an aggressive conversation because I was like, I don't know who you know. I don't know who you know, and you don't know who I know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you where fish are because I can go out 7 days a week, go fishing, go grinding for this fish, never get a bite one, finally get on a group of fish and sit on them for 6 days like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And have my fun for the work that I did. And I tell you the day that I catch them, and you tell your guy at work, and then he goes out there and catches them. You go out the second day, you're hyped up,
caught
you're
'em
having
all.
fun. Not caught them all. He's sitting on your spot.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing. And, you know, it's not like it's a joke or it's like, oh, you're fighting over a fishing spot. It's like,
It's a big deal, though, dude.
it really is a big deal. It's more of like,
No, I
it's
agree.
more
It
of
is
a
a big deal.
respect thing. It's like, but if it's somebody that you don't know is there, what are you going to say? You're going to go over there and punch the guy in the face and he doesn't even know you?
Yeah.
So it's like, when you find fish in the saltwater, it's like no tell, no show. Like, you put the work in, you bring your close friends, you put them on, and you respect each other because it's like it really is. A
yeah,
grind.
so like you I'm not gonna go out and tell Jimmy Bob Blow, hey
Yeah.
Blake, take me to his juicy spot over here. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a juicy spot. It's just a fish there. We found the fish. It's not a spot. So it's like for bass fishing, there might be a juicy spot. There might be a spot where we always catch them. But saltwater, fish move in and out with the tide.
Right.
They're always moving. You're never going to catch the same fish. I mean, maybe you might, but that's why they have tag redfish for CCA. But the odds for that is crazy. Yeah. So it's like they all move in and out with the tide. They can go out in the ocean. They come back. I mean, you're getting new groups of fish all the time.
Right.
So it's not like they're just trained to be in this one area. And
See, that's one thing I kind of like about pond bass fishing is
It's easy. And
They're all
they're in a bucket.
they're all in the bucket, baby.
They're in the
I
bucket.
think Etsy started saying that. He's like, oh, that doesn't sound good. I
man.
like the fact that they're all trapped there.
I like the fact that no matter what,
Put them in your bathtub.
no matter what, I know if I'm fishing there, there's fish in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And they gonna bite
until
my
you
freaking lure.
until you don't catch them all day, and you're
Until
like,
you-
well,
until you skunk
are
out.
there
fish
any
here?
fish in here?
Yeah.
That's happened, dude. That's the thing about bass fishing, like we were talking about. You could be right where the fish are, and they might not even touch you.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the speckled trout. As soon as they play the tide, know when they're going to eat. I mean, you could be standing right on them, they're not going to eat. But with back to what we talked about, having a group chat, he was like, it's not that I want to know where you're at. I want to know, like, we can have a conversation of what are they on right now? What depth are they in?
Yeah.
So that we can all have a good odds of going out and catching them. He's like, I'm not going to go fish the spot that you're at, but if we can have a good conversation as far as, hey, they're on shell, hey, they're in 8 foot of water, hey, they're in 10 foot of water, hey, they're on mud flats, hey, they're on sand, so that I don't have to waste my time going to fish shell. Mm-hmm. Hey, I don't have to waste my time going fishing 10 foot of water. There's enough water for everybody. I mean, there's enough area for everybody. And then that goes back to fishing a part of the shoreline and somebody pulls in on you and you're like, dude, you got all
Like
this
that-
bay.
like
You have
that-
all
like
these.
that video you showed me?
Yes, dude. You have all this opportunity. It's not like bass fishing. You're not fishing in a bucket. You're
Yeah.
fishing the entire world. I mean, it's
The ocean.
The
fish,
ocean.
Fish from everywhere.
you can fish anywhere and find fish as long as you know how to catch them. But the fact is, you pull right on me 10 foot away and I can cast and hit you. That's fucked up.
That is kind of
that's
messed
rough.
up. Yeah, that's definitely messed up.
So let's pull on another note.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
So I got a question. I got a question about your
He's just vibing.
your social media.
Okay.
So, if y'all don't know, they're big on TikTok. They've been doing TikTok for
2 years.
2 years.
What are y'all up to now, number wise? Do you know?
Oh man, okay. So Drew's main page has been the page that we were always like on most of the time. So, but we stopped posting on it. We don't even post on her main page. She accidentally got herself out of the creator program, so we don't even get paid on that page.
Oh, why?
How does that work?
Something happened, and she got restricted because people hate us. Because
Yeah.
Anyways,
Whatever. Yeah.
Hey, I heard that went down though. I heard that got taken down.
that did get taken down.
Is that helping you out any?
Honestly, the funny part is, and it never bothered me. I could care less. It always bothered Drew, but as soon as she stopped caring and stopped reading it and was like, you know what, I don't care
But
anymore.
I'm saying,
Then it got taken
does
down.
it help y'all as far as like, I've noticed
Financial?
I've noticed that they haven't came on my page and started commenting on any of my photos.
See, because that's what they used to do, because they were all buddies in that group.
Yeah.
One person would say stuff.
but
and
now
then-
they're not communicating.
Exactly. And it has helped a lot. Brand deals and stuff, we've kept more brand deals now, and we're getting more brand deals because these people aren't going out and just running their mouth thinking they know everything about us and making up lies. It's ridiculous. For me, and this is something I do, there's haters everywhere, but for me, if I don't like somebody's content or whatever,
Yeah.
dude, I just scroll. Like,
Yeah,
why,
exactly.
why you got to stay and create drama and conflict
They got
and try to
something
take
going on.
money out of our pockets?
I mean, it's
because you don't like us. Like,
It really
keep
is.
scrolling.
It's just sad.
It's really horrible what they say. Like, it's not like
It's bad.
It's not like he's bitching about something that's like a normal thing, and he's being lighthearted, and he has thin skin or something. It's horrible. Like, I've read all this shit, and it's like, it's not like they're just picking or anything. It's like
They tear you apart.
they're
dude.
trying
Everything.
to like
for no
directly
reason.
tell you apart. And this is one thing that stuck with me when y'all said like Drew could post something and accidentally post something for 1 second. They already have it downloaded on their phone.
Done.
They're already going. And I mean, that's how intense it is.
It's intense. These people follow and watch every move we make. So
every single second.
one little post that's up for 95 seconds, she can actually post. Oh, it's already screenshot 100 times, and it's
Yeah.
all over the internet. It's
Wow.
It's ridiculous. And
That puts you on a map mentally, everybody listening, as far as like how dedicated these people are just to shit. And then
just to try to catch you slipping up, so
Yeah.
they can make fun of you or tear you down.
and you
or
can look at they have their own little page or whatever, and
They copy the same exact content.
yeah, and then they do.
They do. They try to do the same videos, but they're not successful, so they get mad about it. It's ridiculous.
And then-
Really? This is new to me. I haven't heard of that. I've heard of like the Reddit pages and things like that where y'all getting bashed.
Well, that all got taken down.
that all got taken down.
Finally,
really?
I don't even know what
So
happened.
is that what
dude.
y'all were saying where that
we
got
need to
taken
pop
down?
some champagne
I
bottles.
didn't even know that
got
happened.
taken
We
down,
could-
dude.
We could shake up a beer.
It had literally over. I think it had over like 30,000 people that hated us.
I mean, I saw it one night, and it was just, I was like, "What in the world?"
got
I mean,
taken down.
I got
Good. That's
first.
awesome. Good deal.
I got firsthand experience on some of them because me and Gabe are friends, and they posted me, and then they found my page and started coming onto my page, and it's just like it was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's more emotional to them because it's like that's their livelihood. You're fucking with somebody's livelihood and the way they make money and the way they operate on a day-to-day basis. It's not just social media. They might see it as that, but for me, I don't make much money on TikTok, so it was funny to me to see like how horrible they were and to
be able to
try
experience
pick-
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is something that people talk about, that they're like, they talk about the haters, and if you don't have haters, you're not made it. And
Those are some
and
freaking real haters, dude.
and how serious it was, and you see all these TikTokers talking about it, but like to be able to experience for the first time, I was like, this is crazy.
It's nuts, dude. Like, these people go so far as if we got a brand deal, like say we start working with, and this has happened, and I'm not going to brand drop any names.
No,
but,
yeah, you're good.
But for instance, say I start working with, I'm going to make up a brand like Pepsi. Oakley. Yeah, if I'm working with Oakley sunglasses, they're going to reach out to Oakley. We make a video. Hey, guys, Oakley's doing this. We got this code. Use this, blah, blah, blah. It helps us out, helps you out, save some money, blah, blah, blah. They get mad. They'll go to Oakley. And because of this Reddit page, had over 30,000 people. They would make these huge posts in that Reddit group and say, go to Oakley and email them and tell them that these people are just terrible and blah, 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 blah. Wow. So literally every brand deal we got, every single brand deal was dropped.
Well, you can't blame them because if you were a business owner, you wouldn't want all those
Exactly.
fucking crazy
Yeah,
people.
you have
Exactly.
30,000 people that are telling you that these people are bad. Who do
Yeah.
you believe? You believe
Exactly.
the video, or do you believe 30,000 people emailing you saying they're bad?
It's true.
Or even what just happened right there. They would pick apart that conversation, how I just interrupted you, just to say that little part, and they would be like, "Blake's a piece of shit. He's interrupting Blake for all this stuff."
It's one thing if
he
they're wrong.
knows.
They do.
He
that.
knows.
They do.
He knows.
It's everything.
Little bitty things that
Everything.
they will literally make you. And then sometimes, and then you were saying how Drew would read it all, and then you read it, you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't. But it's just normal conversation. It's the normal way we operate. It's like if you think about it like that, yeah, maybe okay, but was it that big of a deal?
No, and it's not. But they make it up. Like for instance, when me and Drew were accidentally in the back of your video that he recorded.
Oh my god!
And you were there.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I remember seeing that.
And then Drew's apologizing to me like it was like,
and y'all didn't even notice.
and I didn't even know.
Exactly.
And she was like apologizing.
I was shooting the video and I didn't even notice that y'all were.
Exactly.
I actually wanted everybody to be back there. I thought everybody was going to be in the background, so everybody could be like, "Hell yeah!"
Well, and there were other people in the background. It wasn't just y'all that had walked through the shot.
Yeah,
everybody had walked through at some point. It was the way that the video was set up.
What are you going to block the bridge in the background? The bridge is huge.
I mean, it's
matters.
because it was y'all, and because y'all wanted. It's because Blake wanted y'all to experience that moment with him, and it just things buckled down, and everybody's mad at it. It really it pissed me off whenever I saw it. And then I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
And people would come on
big deal.
People would come on my page and they would say their opinion and stuff, and I was like, but have you asked me how I think about it? Have you asked me how I feel about it? Because who does it matter to the most to?
It doesn't. You don't even know me. Exactly.
Who does it matter to the most to? And you're coming on my page telling me that I should be thinking. You should hate Gabe. I'm like, okay, thank you for that.
Yeah,
thank you.
Fun fact, I don't.
But have you asked me if I do? Then it'll be like, well,
do you hate me? No.
Yeah, you don't take him fishing.
No.
So, I mean,
all right, this is went full circle. This is went full circle.
Oh my gosh!
Now we got that shit out of the way.
Dude, that was funny though.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I have an interesting thing.
Go for it.
I was actually prepared for Hammer News today.
Oh, can I say it?
Yeah, I would love for you to say your.
All right, well, now welcome to Hammered News, or just news while we're hammered. We're going to take the best stories from across the world of the craziest drunks that we either send y'all or we find, and Tanner's going to be our intel and deep dive into these scenarios so you don't have to.
All right, so this one's a little interesting, as they all are. But did you...
I forgot we were doing Hammered News.
It's okay. You always forget. No,
just like he forgets to take us fishing.
We're done with that.
Hey, it's okay. Sometimes he forgets to show up. So
dang, that's full circled again.
I was here,
dude. You got double circled.
You did show up. An hour and 45 minutes late.
It was an hour late.
It was even 15 minutes late to your standard. You're like, I thought you said 3:30. You showed up at like 3:50. So you were even late for the time you had.
All right. Play the fucking Hammer News. Damn.
Roll the footage. And I'm like,
Anyways,
roll the clip.
So the day we forgot to hit record, was that the day of the moose? I don't remember. I think it was.
No.
Yeah,
it was.
So,
it was. Are we doing that again?
I'll say that one, brief that one up, and then I have another one involving an animal.
There was a moose
also.
stuck in an apple tree, and it was drunk.
The moose was
there was
drunk.
a drunk moose in a tree,
and he was drunk off of eating fermented apples that had been sitting in the tree for so long they turned into alcohol. And so he was actually climbing up
what
the
is
tree.
The odds of this?
No,
know, right?
it was actually fucking
It was in
crazy.
like New Zealand or not. I don't know.
Hey, make sure this is recording so that we don't.
It is.
Get
I've been
this.
checking it. And maybe it's the story that's bad luck.
Yeah, probably.
But he would like climb up the tree almost, like back legs still on the ground. Obviously, he's a moose. But he got so drunk sitting up there and eating the apples that he fell in between like the two branches.
It's not a big tree. It's like
Yeah.
It's almost
don't
like
have
you
the
know how big a
article
crepe
anymore.
myrtle is. It's
Yeah,
probably
I know
like
which one you're talking about. You're talking about the ones that just kind of come
15
out of the ground like this.
it's like 15 foot, maybe tops.
It's crazy. It's an apple tree.
But apple trees are big. They can get big.
This one wasn't. But anyways, that was hilarious. And for anybody, I guess nobody heard it because we didn't hit record. But yeah, so that happened. But then I have another one involving an animal. Animals just be getting drunk. All right? Actually, not in this case. This animal's milk contains a high amount of alcohol. The milk that they produce can actually get humans drunk. And I kind of want to know take a wild guess as to what y'all think what animal you think it is.
I want to think it is a pig.
That's not a bad guess, but I think it's just because we've seen a lot of videos of people giving alcohol to pigs.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh,
What do you think it is,
some
Gabe?
bad people, but
So you're saying, okay, so if it's an animal like that, I would assume it'd have to be like a mammal.
yeah.
Jeez, dude, I don't.
Dude, just guess. This was supposed to be quick.
An elephant.
No way.
No way you just got that right.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious.
Oh, let's go!
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome.
Come on, man.
That's awesome.
I'm a zoologist.
I know them elephants be getting drunk.
So
Me and the elephants party hard, bro.
because of their diet is mostly sugarcane, which is what goes in is what actually is used to make ethanol, which is also could be considered an alcohol. Their milk contains.
Hold on, are you saying I'm drinking the same thing that goes into race cars?
ethanol. Yeah, I mean like moonshine.
A vehicle that has a combustion engine. I'm consuming parts of that.
That blue flame right there, that 128. You put it in your mouth and you spit it over a lighter. It lights on fire. We used the whole reason there's that much missing. We didn't drink it. We used it to start a fire.
No, he's not good. They drank it.
No, dude. I tried drinking that one time.
Oh my god!
It was awful.
If you drink enough,
I gotta go.
and then
I gotta go. Finish your hammer news because I gotta literally pee out of my penis.
But no,
hole.
yeah, that's actually
when you do that, I'm gonna stand up because my butt's numb.
We're gonna take a break here in a second.
because they eat sugarcane. The moral of the story, it's because they eat sugarcane, and as it gets processed through their body, that turns into ethanol.
the type of
If I'm not
animal it
mistaken.
is. Because if I eat sugar cane, I don't get drunk.
No, but it's the way that their body creates the milk.
I'm gonna got
Yeah, so
ants, dude.
it's interesting. I mean, and like baby elephants are technically consuming alcohol.
So they're
but
basically
it's
drunk all the time.
pretty much. It's like
That's
but
probably why they're
it's
so
not-
cute.
Maybe it's just we love a little alcoholic. But no, it's more or less like
Wait, hold on. So
it's they're
how
used
many
to it.
sugar canes are they eating? Because the people always say I drank enough alcohol to kill a horse. I wonder how much alcohol would actually take
when your
to get
body
an alcohol
when your
drunk.
body creates it, it doesn't actually get you drunk. It's just the way that your body. It's like they adapt. That's like,
So was the fucking elephant drunk or not?
I mean, it's fun to think it is.
Was it drunk?
I don't know. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It just makes
specify
alcohol.
that. Their body, the milk just contains. It's up to 60%.
So if you
alcohol.
drink the milk, will you get?
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Oh,
yes. So if
that's
we were
what
to
it's
drink elephant milk, we would get drunk.
Oh, so what if they drink their own milk?
They don't get drunk because it's their milk. It's like their body.
Kinetic energy. You can't just fucking continuously flow
Yeah,
it.
come on, man. Get with the system,
Whatever.
Yeah, just like that. Kinetic energy. That's.
We're just going full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah, so
Full
if
circle.
you would have took me and Tanner fishing, we'd explain this.
Break.
To
We
you.
gotta go to a fucking break. We talked about your fitness journey a little bit.
Whoa, this sounds way different.
Isn't it crazy?
We talked about your fitness journey a little bit.
Okay.
Did we?
And
Wait, did we?
I'm gonna bring it up right now
Oh, okay.
a little bit. He talked about it earlier. It was
Yeah, okay,
small a little
yeah,
bit.
I brushed over it a little bit.
He brushed over it. Super proud of you, man.
I was
Appreciate
about
it,
to
man.
Super
say
fucking
the
proud of
same
you.
thing. It's kind of inspiring because like I've been wanting
As long
to
as you
do what
keep
you're
doing, as long as you keep doing it, because
that's the thing.
I don't follow your TikToks all the time. I only look at it whenever it comes up, and I haven't been seeing it lately. And last week, I almost texted you. I was like, "Hey, are you still doing it?"
Yeah,
because
so-
I didn't see it, and I was worried that you stopped doing it.
No, so basically, what I've kind of done is so many people wanted to see the workout stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
And me and Drew are not trying to move away from TikTok, but we're trying to move into other platforms. So we actually, all my workout stuff, I actually post on a Facebook group page that I made for like my stuff. And so,
Okay.
so now I think on there I've got like 11,000 followers or something on Facebook, and that's kind of like a group of people. And then I just post all my stuff in there on that page.
I'll tell you this: it's my opinion. It means nothing, but I think that the aftermath of the gym, where you're showing your watch, you're showing what you did, you're showing your meals, you're showing that part. I enjoy that more than actually watching like the music and the workout videos itself.
I agree 100%. I do agree with
That's
that.
just my opinion.
No, I agree.
'Cause I
It's
watch your shit.
and it's easier too, though. Just to be like, all right, guys, I've burned this many calories a day.
And you're sitting in bed and you're showing that. I was more intrigued in that than sitting there watching you work out. And I was like, not anything against it, but it was just like it wasn't as cool as you being excited about your watch and you being excited about what you're eating and you being excited about how much weight loss you've done. You being excited about how many calories and you knowing your IBM and you knowing all this stuff and you being into it. That's what makes me sit there and watch it. I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome that he's driven on this. I want to sit here and watch this.
Yeah, I agree with that. I need to make more content about that. Drew was actually just getting on me about that today. She's like, "You've been focusing on your fishing channel. You need to, because I go to the gym every day." But she's like, "You need to start filming it and trying to post more about that." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I probably need to post a little bit more about it."
It's a lot. But
I like seeing, like, don't get me wrong, I watch y'all every once in a while when y'all come across the same thing Blake said. But whenever you do post like y'all working out and stuff, don't get me wrong, it doesn't intrigue me kind of the same way. But it's cool to see that you're doing it and you're proving it.
I mean, it's like, okay, cool.
You fade into the watch and it's like, this is what I did today, and I'm like, that's badass. That's awesome.
What makes you go like, oh fuck, he burned this many calories and did this.
But
that's awesome.
I think
way better than watching you actually work out.
You're right, because you can see like right there on paper, kind of like in a way, like
yeah.
I think if you do a workout video once a week or whatever, where you're actually filming yourself working out, I think you will enjoy seeing that from 2 months ago when you started this journey or whenever it was.
Right.
To whenever you're done, or whenever you get to a point where you feel pretty accomplished.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it like religiously, like what Drew is saying. Unless you're like doing it religiously and not doing the fishing channel, like you're doing the watch and you're showing the meal preps and then you're going to work out and then you're doing that at the same time. Yeah, that's cool. That's way better than you just posting a workout video one time and then not showing the interesting part. The interesting part is the journey of it.
What's going on?
What's going on in your body and what you're putting into the body and where your results are coming to.
Yeah. Where people can say like, hey, I should try
That's
that.
my opinion. Don't get me disrespected.
I agree 100% with you. I do agree 100%.
When I like food, don't get me wrong. And so like seeing
Man, me too,
brother.
But like and like I think everybody here likes food and seeing what you eat and seeing that stuff, I enjoy that a lot because it's like, wait a minute, you still eat really good. I mean, I see what you eat, and like every once in a while you'll post something about your food and what you are cooking and whatnot, and I'm like, damn, that looks really good.
But then I watch y'all go to Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, well, his whole day's ruined.
But
that it hurts me. I'm like, damn it, Gabe, stop.
No, man, I haven't had a cheat day since I started over a month ago.
I'm glad.
So even when we go to Chick-fil-A and stuff, so Drew will order.
As long as you're not getting a chicken sandwich and a...
No, I usually get so actually I love Chick-fil-A because you can get like the grilled chicken cool wrap it's 350 calories.
Oh, wow.
I don't do the sauce. The ranch adds like 300 calories. So.
No sauce. Do not eat the sauce.
If I do the buffalo sauce. It's 25 calories for the whole packet.
Buffalo's low calories. Hot sauce is low calories. Actually, mayonnaise is low calories too.
Yeah, mayonnaise ain't bad. Sour cream too, not bad.
I'd be scared of what's in sour cream.
Sour.
And mayonnaise too. I don't know.
Yeah, mayonnaise is fat.
Yeah, mayonnaise is
but you have to have
oil and like milk or something.
But a lot of whenever I did like a long time ago, I was cutting and I was doing all this and I was eating like a dog. Like I was eating like rice and chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed myself going into a fatigue because I wasn't getting the nutrients from. Because when you eat different meals throughout the day, you're getting different vitamins. You're getting different things
you need.
And different things you need. But if you eat the same meal over and over again, you might not be getting those vitamins that your body needs. And then after a while, you'll start feeling like I started feeling like I was fatigued. I wasn't like actually like getting the nutrients that I was.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point because at the beginning, I think with the journey stuff, like you had even told me this on a text. I think I cut myself back so much at the beginning.
But I didn't know that so you got to understand that your watch is doing your calories no matter, like you sitting right here, it's counting calories, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it counts your movement calories and just your passive calories because it tracks your heart rate and how your body's functioning.
So you should only on the watch should only tell you your movement calories, and you look at your IBM. That's the right.
No, so it'll tell
your IBM is what your body needs to function on a day-to-day basis. I don't know if it's IBM. It's some BMI or BI.
BMI is body mass index.
What is the thing that you can look up to see how much calorie intake you need?
Oh, I'm not sure. So for me,
I'm going to look it up.
I know for me, like on my phone, so my watch tracks my movement calories, but it also tracks like just me sitting here. Basically just my normal daily, how much my body burns based off my heart rate and my weight and everything. It does it all that way too. And so what I do is I go into my fitness app, and let's see, I just set this phone up last night, so
I forgot that you dropped it.
not even in here. Let's see, summary. Okay, so it's not
Hey
even
Siri, quiet.
it's not even linked in here yet. Whoops. Anyways, oh, that says awards. I don't even know. Fitness Plus. Don't know what this is.
You haven't done the calculator to where you can. Hey, what's the
chicken wings is a pound?
what's the symbol? What's the initials for how much calorie intake you need to survive on a day-to-day basis? What is that called?
BMR. The
B-
basal metabolic rate.
BMR. Okay, thank you. We're on a podcast.
No, answer me.
What?
How many chicken wings are in a pound?
I don't know how many.
45.
It depends on if the chicken wing is the size of a room. I mean, it depends on how big the chicken wing is.
Regular fucking chicken wings.
Motherfucker, I don't know.
What would you guess? Like 6?
Probably 6 to 7.
Oh, I was thinking like 10.
I was thinking like 10, 15.
Yeah.
No, usually the
Who are you with
grocery.
right now?
We're with Gabe and Tanner.
Ask Tanner. He probably
Damn it.
I was
Hey,
thinking
yo,
like,
what about me, dog?
I was thinking like 10 to 15.
Gabe, you might know too. Y'all are both hefty boys. So,
10 to 15. They think 10 to 15. I think
Look,
7 to
I'm about to look
7
this
to
up
8.
right
Let's
now.
say,
All right, I got to go. I love you, brother. I love you.
Hey, can you give me a beer?
Anyways, BMR. Is that what he said?
Hey, man, we were on the money, 10 to 12.
Look at that.
What's
Good
up,
stuff.
So, nah, man. So basically, for me, I just
No, hold on. I wanted to say this.
No,
This-
go ahead.
This is what I want to talk about. It's a BMR calculator. You can put in how much activity you do on a day-to-day basis, what your body weight is, what there's a few other increments that you put into this calculator, and it tells you what. You listen to me, or you looking at your phone?
dude, for some for some reason, dude, I'm just now realizing like this watch might still be connected to my other phone. Oh, connecting your Apple Watch. See that might help with my
Ain't
stuff.
that something?
That might be it.
So it's a BMR is a BASAL. How do you say that? Basal.
Basel?
Basal.
Something like that.
Blacka.
Metabolic rate. It is the number of calories you burn as your body performs a basic life sustainable function. So if you sat, Gaby,
Dude, I don't know, man. I'll have to pair it later.
fuck it, who cares? The this is actually serious. This is real stuff. So the BMR rate is how many calories your body needs to function on a day-to-day basis to withstand your body weight. If you wanted to stay at 200 pounds and you weighed 200 pounds, you need to consume, say, 15 to 2,000. It'll tell you an exact number. 17,000 or 1,700.
Damn.
1,700 calories per day, and
Right.
your body will stay at 200 pounds your whole life if you
only did that,
you only did that and stayed in one spot and didn't move and didn't do anything, you didn't exercise, you didn't do all these other things. So you figure out what that rate is, and then you back off 500 calories, and you work out, and you do all these things, and that's how you lose weight. And if you eat more, you'll gain weight.
Yeah.
Unless you're working out
I
and do
feel
all
like
those
I feel
things.
like even if you were to do the way you just said that, which I might have misheard, but if you were to eat exactly what your body said to eat in the like I'm 220. If I were to eat what it says to eat at 220, don't move, don't do anything, whatever. Stay at 220.
you put in
and then I continue to work out. I work out, go to the gym every single day. On top of that, I'm gonna burn that stuff. I'm still gonna lose weight because
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine there. You're fine there.
yeah.
But
I wouldn't have to subtract the
But
500.
in the BMR, when you do the calculator, it asks you
Does
how
it ask you?
active you are.
Okay.
It asks you how active you are. So if you're 200 pounds and you're not active at all and you sit in a chair, it'll give you a lower calorie rate. But if you tell the calculator that you're fairly high active and you're always exercising, it'll give you a higher calculate.
Wow, you
Wow,
have a
my
stroke?
brain just went dead.
You have a stroke. Reboot.
Calorie, it'll give you a higher calorie rate. So that's why I say to you, you need to figure out what your body needs to function on a day-to-day basis and then back off of that. Because you want to be able to lose, they say this. I know you...
Like what, 2 pounds a week?
2 pounds a week.
Yeah.
You can do more. But
So
the
for
problem
me-
is with loose skin after. That's
But
the thing.
I think also for me though, I think at a weight that I'm at, I'm a big dude. So at my weight, whether I lose a pound a week or 5 pounds a week, there's gonna be loose skin either way.
There is.
So for me, I think in my head,
See, I don't know I don't know the actual science behind that, if that's actually true, what you're saying, or if you can be 500 pounds, 700 pounds, and you slowly lose it, but it's going to take a long time.
Because your skin is still stretched all the way out. So even if you slowly lose it, you're still, at the end of the day, you're going to have all that skin.
Is that true, though?
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. Your skin will only contract so much. I mean, don't get me wrong.
You'll still have you might have a little bit less, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna have loose skin.
That's like if I were to try losing weight, which I've gotten bigger since when I was in like high school. But like even in high school, if I were to start losing weight, then I wouldn't have really any loose skin because I wasn't that big. I would probably, if I started losing weight quick now, I'd have loose skin in comparison to if I lost a pound, 2 pounds a week and did it over a year and a half. Then I probably wouldn't have loose skin.
But like for me,
maybe under my arms,
but for me,
and maybe
But for me, I'm a little bit smaller. I'm like 175 pounds.
Yeah.
If I were to lose 10 pounds right now, I would not have loose skin.
Exactly. You wouldn't.
It just depends, I
Right.
guess.
Exactly.
It just depends.
Exactly. And so for me, for like the BMR stuff and all that, so for me,
You need to do it.
No, I just look at, so basically, I know my average because my watch tells me all that. Not just movement, it tells me my active calories I burn a day. So for me, usually my body burns like, if I have a good day and I'm going to the gym and I'm working out, I think it's like close to 5,000 calories a day that my body burns.
So you need to be eating 4,500 calories or 4,000 calories.
Yeah, theoretically, yes. But for me, I pretty much cut myself way back. And too much at the beginning. I was eating literally like 1,200 calories. Well, the first...
That's what I was eating. I was eating 1,000 calories and losing weight whenever I weighed 175 pounds and I got down to 165 pounds. I was eating 1,000 calories a day.
See, that's kind of
and it took me 2 months to do that.
See, you were starving yourself, Gabe. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You have to take it.
Exactly. You got to take a little bit more slow. So now, on average, I eat probably around 1,600.
But I feel like you feel bad if you eat more than 2,000.
If I get anything over 1,600, I'm like, I cheated today, which is bad. I've kind of hit that mindset where even though I'm still way below my calories, even if I go over 1,600, in my brain I'm like, man, I effed up today, even though I didn't.
That's good. It's good to think that way, but think about how much you were eating to gain you up to this.
Yeah.
To get to where you were and how many calories you were consuming.
Hey, that's about to be a video coming up soon. So you know how me and Drew kept talking about we were going to cheat when it hit Morgan Wallen?
Yeah.
So he was supposed to come actually yesterday, like May 26th, right?
Yeah.
So we actually missed the video.
That's today.
That's today. Mm-hmm. So we were actually supposed to do it today, so we might actually wait a couple days and do it. But she was like, I want to do a video where, because I calculated it the other day, I was sitting all around, I was like, man, I used to eat so bad. Like, actually looking back, and this was only like a month and a half ago, looking back, even then, I'm like, dude, like,
always, like, hey, what are we going to DoorDash? Hey, what are we going to go?
Exactly. And I was thinking, like, why did I, like, my addiction to food was just bad. And now I feel like in my head, like, y'all could sit here and eat a whole pizza, and I could sit here and not even worry about it. But then I was so emotionally attached to food.
See, that's how I am.
That
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you right now. I'm not even hungry, but if a pizza showed up,
that's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you this. When we first coming over to your house, I was so surprised at how much y'all like would DoorDash stuff, or like you would, which a good husband would do. Hey baby, what do you want to do? What do you want? You want something else? You want me to go get you something? You want me to DoorDash you something? That was you. I mean, which is a good. I'm not bashing on you, but I'm saying that was.
We ate terrible and we ate out a lot, and I know even now. So like basically. Like I would literally have like FOMO, like fear of missing out. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like literally, like if y'all sat here and ate a pizza for some reason, like over like probably like a month and a half ago, I'd be sitting here, and if I was on a diet or something, I'd be like sitting here like being like, dang, I wish I was eating that. Oh man, that looks so good. And every time I'd eat, I'd clear my plate like it was the last time I was ever going to eat. It was ridiculous. And then now looking back at that, I feel like foolish. I'm like, dude, like, why did I do that? Like,
you're gonna do good now. That you definitely have a good head on your shoulders.
I definitely changed my mindset, and I've brought, I've eaten more calories now because I want to be sustainable. Like you were saying, I want to be sustainable, so I don't want to be eating 1,000 calories a day and burn myself out and be like, oh, I'm starving, and then freaking relapse.
Don't get ahead of yourself here.
Exactly.
Don't get ahead of yourself. just respect the process. It's gonna come.
And
You're
honestly,
gonna lose weight.
And I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah,
So right
that's
now
good.
I'm averaging lost like 4 pounds a week is pretty much what I'm losing right now. At the very beginning, I was losing. I was losing I think 8 pounds a week. I brought my calories up, and I was like, man, I got to eat a little bit more because I started feeling tired all the time.
I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you.
That
But now
fatigue
I
is
feel
You're
a
gonna
lot
start
better.
feeling. You're gonna feel fatigued. You're gonna
Yep,
feel all this stuff
tired.
because your body literally is starving.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not used to it. And it's not that you're starving yourself. You're eating, but it's like your
You're not
body
eating
isn't
enough.
used,
I'm not used to it.
it.
But dude, anyways, the video idea. We're gonna go, and I'm literally gonna basically do a whole video of tracking foods I would have been eating comparative to now a month and a half ago.
Dude.
And the
that'd be
whole
cool.
video showing the calories of what, because America, and I can say this, I'm a fat dude. I'm a big dude. And, hopefully, not hopefully, it is going to happen. And over the next year, I'll get to a healthy weight and be, sustain that. But
The drop I've seen just watching your videos and seeing you now in person compared to the last time we played poker together is you look better.
I feel better.
Just the way that you look better.
yeah, so I just
It starts in the face.
Yes,
It does.
Yeah. I know,
I
they posted that video and I saw that and I was like, wow, look genuinely look at it.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I was looking in the mirror yesterday and I was like, man, a lot of this has definitely gone down. And I know, so far, actually, yesterday I weighed in. My weighing days are Thursdays. And so yesterday I weighed in and I'm officially 40 pounds down.
Wow.
Completely.
Good for you,
so
man.
40 pounds.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Good for you.
40
That's
pounds.
awesome.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. I put my beer over there, but I got
Cheers
unsweet.
to
I
that.
got unsweet tea, buddy. But
Good deal.
40 pounds, man, and I feel so much better. I feel like I could do more and go more and just, I don't know. So I was telling Drew, if I just keep that up and just keep grinding, eventually I'll get to where I want to be and be happy with it.
Bro,
But, yeah,
seeing yourself whenever you were young, you look like a completely different person.
I do.
And I'm so curious to see if you're going to look like
The
that.
same, I don't know, man. And it's funny because
Maybe with a better mustache.
hopefully a better mustache. But
Like a Thai mustache.
like a, just
yeah,
a
like
thick mustache.
Dude, that would look sick on you, dude.
It would.
That would look sick.
It would look sick. But man, I think honestly, mental health's a real deal too. And
Oh,
I feel
for
like
sure.
I feel like what happened was, and this is so stupid, but when I was in middle school, I was like, people are like depression and this. I'm like, man, just be happy. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
But after walking through some of that stuff and dealing
when
with
you
some mental
crack,
things
yeah.
that I've had, over the last few years, it's just you really realize how important mental health is
Yeah.
because your mental health eventually affects your physical health at some point.
For sure.
And I know, like, with being depressed, and I have nothing to be depressed about because I love my life. I love, like, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess when I got diagnosed with that brain tumor and everything, dude, I was just down. And I was already big at that point. But from there, I gained another, like,
Mm-hmm.
probably what I just lost, 40. I probably gained, probably 50, 60 pounds from when I found out I had it.
So whenever you
To decide
started,
to lose
yeah.
weight. I gained like 60 pounds in like less than a year, like just like that putting on weight because I
found
ate
joy
my
in eating.
feelings,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
And I've done that my whole life, and I can't really decide or I can't really pinpoint when that started, but I just know, and I think it has a lot to do, not my grandpa's fault, but a lot to do with I always like put happiness with food for some reason in my mind. Like I always put like my papa, he would take me, out. My dad worked all the time. And so when I'd hang out and go do anything fun, like at the lake house or go hunting, it was always with my grandpa. Well, he grew up poor. And so now that he's, wealthy
well.
and
Yeah,
doing well
better,
and everything like that, he always, anytime me and him
Going
went
out to
anywhere as a
eat.
kid, we went out to eat. Every time. And he'd be like, let me order for you. And he'd order me the most expensive, biggest plate on the menu. And he would order like a salad because to him, when he was a kid, I think he just looked at me and was like,
I want to do the best for
I
him.
want to make sure that he's never in the spot that I was and felt like I did as a kid.
Yeah.
But I think over time, and it's not his fault at all, but I feel like I always started resonating having a good time with food. And I always started resonating, hey, all these people coming around, yeah, let's get all this food, this pizza and this. And then it just turned into, that was like happiness to me in a way.
I'm the exact. It's so funny you're saying that. I'm the exact same way.
And
There's
that's-
nothing more fun than like grilling here, having way too much food, and just
Yes.
picking out and having a good time with all your friends, drinking and having fun. That's what we do.
And you just
then it's
associate that with the good time.
That is the good time.
But
Or
then
even
when you
going
see
to-
where you are now and how you look at food now,
It's
it's
different.
like that's how you appropriately situate.
And yeah, exactly. And now, because I feel like I enjoy the moment itself and not the food. Does that make sense? It's weird. I enjoyed the
So
moment
last night, Morgan, we had spaghetti, and
Right.
she ate a little bit, and she got full. She ate a little bit, and I was eating more, and I thought about how you were talking about how when you see a pizza or something and you don't want to finish your plate or anything. And I hadn't eaten as much as I should that day, but I'm sitting there processing in my head, like, hey, how long have you eaten today? Like, when's the last time you ate? Did you eat McDonald's? Did you eat this? What did you eat? And I'm sitting there eating my food, thinking about that.
Yeah.
And thinking about, am I overeating right now or am I not overeating? And I'm not on a diet or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm a big overeater. I'm a big finish your plate kind of guy.
That's all I've
the
always
worst
been.
thing. The worst thing was
You're a finish the stove kind of
my
guy.
family was always about make a fuck ton of food and everybody has to eat it kind of
Yeah,
deal. They
my
weren't the
family's always like that as
skinniest. They
well.
weren't the skinniest people. My dad's. I mean, he's got a gut on him. He's not
No, but
humongous,
that's
but he's
from
got
drinking.
a gut.
That's not even
He's
from
got
what
a
he
gut on
eats.
him, and he eats like fucking crazy. And it's like, that's how I was raised. But not,
Right.
But now I'm like constantly trying to think. Like, I ate more than Morgan, and I was feeling bad about eating more than Morgan. I ate some of her food, and I'm like, did I eat too much today? Did I not eat too? So that goes on in my head while I'm fucking eating.
Right.
One thing that I think, and I just kind of thought about this was, but I you think about how you grew up and how you eat, and you always were cooking a lot of food.
Yeah.
But everything that y'all cooked was
Deer meat.
deer meat. Y'all killed it.
Fish.
Y'all caught it.
Yes.
Y'all didn't grow. Your dad, he could have put it on a T-shirt. I ain't going to the grocery store.
I mean, to get seasoning and butter.
exactly, but that's about it. He wasn't buying
Yeah.
meat section. I ain't walking in that thing. That's how your dad was, and it's like I think that has a lot to do with how you're built now. It's like not that I was raised wrong.
I'm not jacked or anything.
No,
but
but
yeah.
you're a slim dude. You're a fit dude. You're not. You got some fat on you. Everybody got a little fat on
Yeah.
you. But you're also, if you were actually to put yourself into those shoes where you were grinding every single day and you were going to the
could
gym
do it.
twice a
I
day,
could do it.
You could be a jack dude.
I could if I wanted to.
And if you double down on your proteins and whatever it takes to build those muscles,
Yeah.
put that fuel in your body, you could do it. But I just think that that's interesting because like you were talking about,
Yeah.
you're going out to eat.
Fitness.
This is the way
fitness
it's going to happen.
Could consume a conversation like crazy.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
We can sit here and
You
talk
go
about
for hours.
So I want to bring up another.
Go for it.
Another point. You talked about your tumor. What's the update on it?
Okay, so that's what everybody asks, especially on social media and stuff like that. So the tumor, okay, the whole thing, I'm going to make it short and simple and sweet.
There you go. Because
So-
we got some more.
So basically, the tumor, it was luckily not cancerous.
That's good.
That was, God was in it on that.
Did you
So
know that our buddy in our friend group,
you've told me,
Yeah.
and he had a cancerous tumor.
His was
cancerous tumor.
cancerous. He beat it.
It was crazy. It
That
beat
is
it.
crazy. And see, because when we
We had a podcast with him last weekend, so that'll be up this weekend. So it'll be up soon.
Nice.
It'll be up right before this one, episode 5.
So y'all just invite people on here that got brain tumors or what?
Yeah, it's been the season 2 deal. It's kind of our theme this month. Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
Go ahead. Make it short and simple.
Yeah.
And let
Yeah,
it,
short and simple.
Give
So
us an
basically,
update.
so the kind of tumor I had was actually on my pituitary gland. When I first had gotten the scan done at the ER, they had thought it was kind of on the frontal lobe because it was so large.
Right.
Because it was like the size of a lime. Like it was a good size.
wow.
And so at the time,
His was the size. Blake's was the size of a lime, but it was near his spine.
see
Where it
that's
went in.
bad. See, the kind I had was probably the best kind to have. Definitely a lot better dealt cards than that. That's
Because he
terrible.
started losing feeling in his arms and his legs.
And that's when he realized something was
it.
wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, what happened with mine was I started like getting massive headaches all the time, and I was tired. I had no energy to do anything. I fell asleep driving. Just crazy.
gosh.
My vision started on my peripheral vision started kind of like I wouldn't be able to see as good on the sides, and I was like, okay, something's going on. And then that massive headache that one morning felt like someone was stabbing my brain.
You
That
woke
was
up
when
screaming.
Yeah, and I went to the ER, and that's when they did the scan and was like, okay, well, that makes sense. You have a tumor the size of a lime, and it's pressing up against your carotid arteries in your brain, and it's creating you to have these headaches and all these problems and all this stuff. And at the time, they're like, it could be cancerous. We don't really know. We're going to have to do more tests, da-da-da. And that's when I think everything sunk in. I was like, oh, my God, do I have cancer? Thank God I don't.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to everybody that has dealt with that, especially your friend
tough.
Blake. That is terrible. And I'm definitely going to be praying for him, and especially since he's already beaten it.
It's a
Yeah.
blessing.
That's a
It's
blessing.
It's a blessing.
God answers prayers. And
For
and,
sure.
and it's a blessing to see you go through it, man, and how great. I mean, obviously you presented it to us, to me, seeming like you were doing good, but I'm sure you were doing bad. But like, it seemed like you had a good head on your shoulders, and
Yeah, man, and that's the thing about
all grace to God for that, man.
Exactly, man. Because I know what, man. At the beginning, and hindsight's always 20/20 once you figure out what's going on. But I know when me and Drew first got married, we had a lot of problems. Not in our relationship, but like my health wise, like I was gaining massive weight, and I actually cut back a lot. And I'm still just gaining weight, and a lot of that actually has to do with the tumor and the kind of stuff it produced. But anyways, we're not gonna get into all that.
Make it short and simple. Where are you at now? What's the update?
So the update is the tumor did not have to be removed. It is able to be shrunk by a medication that I take now 3 times a week. So
good,
now the tumor
good.
has definitely shrunk from about like that, like the size of probably like that, about the size of a lime, to now like I think they're saying like last time I got it checked, it was like that.
That's a relief, man.
and I
How
feel
do you feel now?
I feel night and day difference.
But you still think about that little
I
ball
still
in
think
your head.
about it. I still think about it sometimes. But I go back to get another MRI next month, and I will also give y'all an update on that. But so far, so good. God's been definitely walking
God's
with us
good.
and answer prayers. But
That's
Absolutely.
awesome, dude. I'm
it
happy
shrank.
for you. I'm so happy for you. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man. Yeah, it shrank. So that's the long story short.
So another one that we have is social media your only plan as far as like
I'm
what
really
you're
interested
doing?
in this one.
Okay, so that's a very good question. And so, man, we've been doing this for a while. Okay, so
We'll pick out we'll pick out what's the best
Yeah.
conversations, and then we'll
That's
decide
fine.
it.
Okay, so the social media. So I actually had a job at the time before I started doing social media. Well, we were doing it, but when me and Drew were doing it, I was a machinist, and I loved it, dude. I really, really did love it. But I always had a passion for a lot of other things, man. I always wanted to be a game warden. I've always wanted to do this and that. Well, recently, in the last couple of years, I really thought about real estate. And so I'm actually in school right now for real estate. And I haven't really told anybody that. But anyways, long story short, I'm going to be doing, is that a second staircase?
Yeah, you walk up some stairs to go to the restroom. Yeah, it's like that
That's
side
like a
of
3-story?
It's no, but it's fun to call it that.
That's cool. I didn't even notice that until just now.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Long story short, man, I actually, I don't even remember. Okay, yeah. So I'm actually doing real estate at the moment as well.
Really?
So yeah. So what happened with the social media is we never expected it to blow up. Me and Drew worked normal jobs. Before I even proposed to her, I was working in a plant. And that's kind of when I proposed to her. We never knew social media was really in the cards like it is now.
Yeah.
I know we had a little bit of a following, but nothing crazy. And then all of a sudden, you know, all these brand deals started pouring in. Drew started making, you know, just by herself, you know, a really substantial amount of money compared to what we were making previously. And then it was just like, oh my gosh, like,
Why
this
don't we
is
just
cool.
do this? It's fun.
It's fun,
you
and then
enjoy it.
it took a little bit, and then finally, after I got sick with my tumor and stuff, and I was out for like 6 months for short-term disability, and I mean, we were just at the time, and things go up and down with social media, but at the time, we were just really ranking in some dough, man. And I remember thinking, man, like, why am I getting it up every morning and I'm being away from her when my wage, which was a good wage, what I was doing as a CNC machinist, was comparative to what we were doing on social media was pennies.
Nothing.
And exactly, and
crazy
that's when
to
I was
me.
like, man, I was like, why am I still doing this?
And then I helped you.
Yeah, and then Blake put us on the
Tell
map.
him. Tell him.
So
Tell him.
basically, what happened was
It's
Oh,
always
boy.
It's always the motivational speak
it
by
is,
Blake.
It is. So Blake was going on, and because I was doing pressure washing,
It was actually a
before that.
poker night, and then I stayed
was.
after.
You did.
And we sat there and talked.
And we
Golly,
sit there
so
and
what, you
talk.
were there at 5 a.m? Because that seems to be what time the poker night's in.
He really was though. He was there pretty late. And so, anyways, we started talking, and Blake's like, "Yeah, man, I'm thinking about leaving my job. I'm going to pursue what I want to do instead of." And I was sitting there, I'm hearing him talk, and I was just hearing myself come out of Blake because I've been feeling that for so long, and I was like, you know, and I told Blake, I'm like, dude, it's funny you say that because I literally feel the same freaking way I've been thinking about for so long.
I love that. You know why you say that, but like I spill my heart a lot to people, and I don't get that reaction, and I loved that worked for you.
It was like a light bulb, dude, because Blake was like, hey, man, I'm gonna do my own thing, and I was sitting there thinking like everything he's saying is like how I feel.
It was a
Yeah,
long
We
conversation.
had it was a long conversation, but long story
Blake's
short,
good at few things, and motivational speaking is one.
oh
of
yeah,
them.
he added some. I was like, man,
If you know what
Blake?
he's saying.
And I told him, I said, Blake, you know what? I said, you doing it? And he goes, hey man, I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks. I'm gonna start my own thing. And I was like, dude, you do it, I'll freaking do it. And he was like, let's freaking do it. And so he did it, and I did it, and
Blake's
He didn't do the pressure washing, but
I
he's,
didn't do that. I was going to do pressure washing,
but he's
yeah.
still making it happen.
we do the social media now, and now we have our couple page together that we do, and which we've grown now from like I think like not even 30 or 40,000 followers over the last
Let's go.
over the last 3 months. Now it's at
Wow.
almost 300,000 followers in 3 months.
God, is that across platforms or is
That's TikTok. YouTube.
Wow.
YouTube has grown from and Drew's been working really hard at the YouTube. Our YouTube platform has grown recently in the last probably 5 months from like I think literally like 4,000 subscribers for about 6 months ago. About 6 months to now, we're almost at 80,000 subscribers
Wow.
on YouTube.
Good for y'all.
So it's growing.
So with growth, I would love to ask you, and I don't want a bland response. I don't want you to tell us that we need to post more. I want a genuine thing for as far as what you've seen and what you've experienced today. What advice do you have for us for growth? You can think about it for a second.
For the podcast?
For the podcast. Like, you can think about it for a second, but don't give me a bland response. Don't tell me some bullshit.
No.
Genuinely, what do you think?
Okay, so for me, for growing stuff like this, I think a lot of it just comes from dedication. And I could see both of y'all are very dedicated into doing this.
You'd be surprised as far. I'm going to stop. But you can keep going after. You'd be surprised of how many barriers me and Tanner have already went over that we have to put business over friendship and keep going because we both love it. Yeah. And he fucks up, I fuck up more than probably he does.
Yeah,
and that we both keep a good fucking head on each other as far as like we're not going to give up.
Exactly, and see that's where a lot of it comes from. Is really honestly, man. And Drew would be probably better at this, but I'll give you my.
I know
opinion.
she would.
But I know for
she's
me,
good at that shit.
I think because she's very business minded. But I think
is.
for me, what seems to work is, and a lot of times, I want to just say, be yourself and all this stuff because it's true.
Yeah,
that is a big aspect. But I feel like everybody that's an influencer says just be yourself, and you can get lost into what is myself. How does that grow?
You asked that question.
I'm gonna give you something a little bit different. And what I'm gonna say is, guys, sometimes you've got to do things that are uncomfortable. Sometimes, like different topics, you really just got to come off the wall with some crazy ideas. Because in my opinion, it really just takes one video, and this is how our TikTok was. It takes one idea, one moment you filmed that maybe you wouldn't have filmed, and I'll give you an example of that in just a second, to really just go from nothing to something. Yep. And that's how crazy social media is, especially like a TikTok situation where a lot of people see your stuff, but also on YouTube, anything. It takes that one video that you might not even have thought was anything for people to resonate with somebody and a bunch of people, and the next thing you know, you're on the map. So you keep pushing until you hit your one video or whatever it is that really puts you on the map, and then you gain your following, and from there you just grow.
That's why Drew said she noticed. I told her, I spilled to her everything that I do on a day-to-day basis, and she was telling me that I need to. She was like telling me like what I should post and what I do and what I've had posted. And she's like, you need to post more. And then I started telling her that I used to send Snapchats to the Goon Squad a lot, and she was like, stop posting to the Goon Squad. Post it on fucking TikTok.
Where people
all
can
that
see
shit
it.
is funny as fuck. Like it's
Exactly,
funny.
yeah.
It's so funny now.
That's the way to do it.
I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the pod. This Goon Squad's dead. Like not dead. Like we still talking it. It's not as funny as it used to be.
Do you have the Goon Squad tattoo?
I don't have the tat. I'm untatted. But
because I know Blake's got the tat.
It. Blake's an OG. I've only been in like a year and a half, maybe. Like I got in the Goon Squad after he bought his house.
Gotcha.
So that's how long I've been in the Goon Squad.
I got Tanner in because I loved him, and I was like, y'all got to get this motherfucker in.
Well, he's got to be in the
all
squad.
reality, these are all boys that I've hung out with.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we all went to school
people
together.
you've known and seen and talked to, but it was like now you're kind of like in the like.
Yeah. Well, it's like friend group.
In the friend group.
Yeah.
In the clique, but in a good clique.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyways, advice-wise, man, it just takes that one video, and it really just takes the dedication because there's going to be a lot of times that you don't feel like doing it. Because I wake up all the time, and I'm like, I do not feel like filming TikToks today.
How many times a week that I'm on a Tuesday or Wednesday?
Exactly.
I'm like, I do not want to fucking talk to Tanner this week. I do not want.
We don't talk very often.
No, I'm saying that's dead honest. I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah.
Like literally, like we get tired of each other more often than we like each other.
Most time, best friends, usually that's kind of what happens.
He's
So
still one of
I
my
understand
boys. Like,
absolutely.
But,
but like this is like what drives us more than anything. Like I definitely put business sometimes over our friendship because I'm like, I know how much this means to Tanner, and he knows how much this means to me. And if one of us fucks up, we just got to keep rolling with the punches. Keep rolling with the punches.
And that's what it takes, man.
We're also like we're at a weird point with this podcast because we haven't made a dime. We there's a lot of stuff invested in it, and it's like I calculate my time as money, and my weekends are a little different, but like during the week or something we try to film, and it's like, dude, this doesn't work. Like I still work. I'm at 6:30 to 7 at night usually at work. Like I work long days.
So as far as
it's
like
hard
how you,
because I'm not an entrepreneur like y'all.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And how could you compare this podcast to an Impulsive or to our Joe Rogan podcast where you can compare as far as like, hey, they're doing this and y'all should probably be better than this. The one thing I could say maybe is structurally, as far as like how depth we go into things, and structurally we're kind of all over the place. We're talking about different conversations. What could you say as far as you watching other podcasts and seeing our podcasts?
So I know for me, and especially like from a growing standpoint, and because I'm trying to grow my outdoor page at the moment, my outdoor fishing page and stuff like that. So I think
I know the advice for that.
Catch more fish.
No.
Oh, what is it?
What you did 2 days ago.
What?
Meet more people.
Yeah.
Go out with more people.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't even have to catch fish as long as you have something exciting to talk about in a
about.
trip that you're going on and meeting different places and going different places.
People like to see
that's
it.
where you're going to grow.
Yeah,
you're not
exactly.
going to grow going to the fucking
Ponds
Mont
every
Bellevue
day.
Pond every day.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're going to grow knowing different people. He's going to know somebody. He's going to tell somebody else. They're going to go somewhere. That's how you grow. Is that?
And
that's my advice to you.
Tomorrow to go
That's
fish
my
lakes
advice to
and
you.
stuff. So exactly, just like you said, that's kind of like the same kind of thing. Also, though, I think staying on trend is another thing, which stays kind of crazy, but that's big for social media. Like for me, I watch a lot of like fishing videos and stuff that I severely judge my content based off of who I not look up
Watch,
to, but who I watch
doing good.
Yeah, like people that I want my content to look like more like. Like for me, in the fishing standpoint, like a bass fishing standpoint, I really like, John B's, his videos are great. A lot of the Guggen Squad members have great videos. Stuff like that where they have a large following, good videos, and I kind of try to not steal their ideas, obviously, but structure kind of off of the way they edit, the way they do certain things, and the way they fish.
But don't you think
take things away from that, but add your own twist and your own spin and your own flair and your own thing to it to make it your content that sets you different, yes, but at the same time, you want to be able to be in the same space, but with your own type of flair.
Well, you want to be the one that is your own person, but also exceeds.
Exactly.
But it's crazy to think that whenever John B first started, there was nobody to him to look at, and he just kept going and getting better and doing better and doing better.
Really
and then now he set the map for everybody else. So how do you set the map for everybody else while you doing your own thing? You have to do something nobody else is doing.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
But you still kind of bounce off of them a little bit. But that's the thing that's the hardest thing, because I was doing the same thing, doing the social media and doing YouTube and grinding it out. I think I had like 70 videos in 6 months. I mean, that's not a lot, but it was me.
That's over 10 videos a month. That's
me constantly trying to fucking pump it up, filming. Me not getting any recognition at all, but I constantly trying to keep doing better.
Well, and YouTube's tough. Like, especially trying to glow from my
TikTok has taken over YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
And trying to grow YouTube without growing anything else simultaneously. So, like, growing a TikTok and a YouTube at the same time, that's pretty easy. You not easy.
You can bounce them back and forth.
You can bounce them
right,
back and
exactly.
forth. Or you can even use your TikTok. You can, they
push them both ways. Yeah, and that's kind of what me and Drew try to do.
Compared to doing just YouTube, nobody is able to find you just on YouTube. Like, so you have to know somebody who talks about you, kind of deal on YouTube.
Exactly.
Every once in a while, the YouTube algorithm will spit you out.
They changed it, man.
Yeah.
With the YouTube Shorts.
Yes. So I've heard about the YouTube Shorts. I heard that's a great thing going on right now.
Yes,
actually.
it's good for YouTubers because, which I've noticed as well, I posted a video of me and Michael going to Walmart and picking out lures to go fish in a small little creek behind my parents' house. And it got like 8,000 views, which on YouTube for me on my small little fishing channel
That's
that I just
good.
started is great. So in a lot of that, some of those people after that video, I realized
Then
I
they
had
can
a
click
couple
on your YouTube channel
and it's right
go
there.
there. But TikTok, you can't. Then they got to go to a link. Then they got to go
Exactly.
find
Yeah,
YouTube.
they're-
Then
So
they gotta find
YouTube
something to watch.
Shorts is a great way. So like for example, like this, y'all posting this to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is take the funny clips out, like 1 or 2 funny clips, and just
I'm gonna post them on TikTok and post
and
them
then
on
post them to
YouTube.
YouTube Shorts, and maybe people will scroll and be like, "Oh, dude, this is freaking funny, man!" Click it, see the podcast. Hey, I'm gonna follow them, subscribe,
Exactly.
and they want to see more content.
Well, and so
It's good for the YouTube space.
One
Exactly.
question that I have that's in either one of y'all might be able to answer. I don't know, but I'm just curious because, like, obviously, I want you to post this on your TikTok, but at the same time, growing your TikTok in comparison to growing like a tipsy talking TikTok, that's a lot of T's.
Tipsy talking TikTok.
I think we should. I think we should do a tipsy talking podcast, but we have to have some clips before we do
Well,
that.
and so that's my question: is how do we transition from your page over to like an actual tipsy talking TikTok page? You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Is that
So how do you like basically make your own TikTok about this?
because we get a lot of views from my TikTok.
yeah?
right.
And
And that's a
but we
smart
want
way
to
to-
do our own tipsy talking
TikTok
TikTok podcast, but it's hard to just open one and then just grind that out without.
Right. And I think
Without losing his followers.
so. In my opinion, what I would do, and this is the way me and Drew have always done it, is sometimes you just got to jump in first.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
start the page and work it out as you go. Kind of like how y'all been working out things.
I
as
can
you go.
tag the page and just
You-
constantly
Yeah.
tagging
Yeah.
the page.
You tag the page, or you might have a friend or two that might be famous on TikTok or something. Let them tag the page.
Yeah.
And you just you slowly send people that way, and then you establish your platform, and then you just grow it from there too. And with people helping you out, tagging here and there and stuff
Yeah.
like that, it'll grow. At some point,
Yeah.
you will get there.
All props to Gabe, because the hardest TikTok to grow is somebody in the South, because we do not have collabs. We don't have these big
That's a big point.
names.
That's a good point.
In California, whenever you move to California, you can go next door and find somebody that's
Yeah.
famous, and they might plug you to go somewhere else. So it's like
It's true.
all props to you, because
Well,
y'all have
and-
grown as high as y'all have with no fucking help. Last thing, so we can get out of here. What's new and what's next for you, brother?
What's new and what's next now?
So you got the YouTube, you got
I'm a
the
voice actor now.
Are you gonna go into screamo? Like, what's
so you got the TikTok, you got the YouTube going.
Yeah.
But honestly, what's new
Long
and
term?
what's you can tell the viewers as far as what should they looking forward to, as far as like what's the big next step for you?
So I think the big next step, as far as like me, myself, and then I'll give you my next step, and then me and Drew's next step as a couple, as a married couple that do like this kind of stuff full time. I feel like my next step definitely is I want to grow my outdoor page and really just try to, because I have so much fun doing it, man. I just enjoy it. So growing my outdoor page really, and just getting to a point where I'm making money on that. And so me and Drew have her stuff, but also maybe I have my own separate thing that's the same thing that she does, which is social media, but with my own.
So you're competing
thing.
against her to try to be as good as her.
Pretty much.
what about?
But is that
the,
true or is not true?
No, I'm not trying to compete against her. I think for me, I just need something to, not to call mine, because our TikTok is mine too. It's just, I feel like I want to do something a little bit different too.
So you want to have your own job separate than hers.
Exactly. And also, with that being said, I'm actually in school for real estate, and I'm finishing up here pretty soon, and I'll be doing real estate. But I do, which I started doing that because I was like, hey, why not? Let's do real estate.
Yeah.
But
That's
well,
a fun
actually,
thing
what
to
happened
do.
with that is, I the beginning, because I was like working for myself, and I feel like as a realtor, you're almost you work for a brokerage, but you pretty much work for yourself. Like, you don't have to go clock in. You don't have to. But if you want to, it's how much you put in. It's kind of like entrepreneurship. How much YouTube videos we make. How many detailed cars do you wash? How far do you go to advertise for yourself? What you put in is what you take out. And it's the same thing I feel like with real estate. How much I put in is how much I'm going to take out.
Yeah.
So it's like on the same entrepreneur level. And I feel like also the guy that helped us buy our house, our realtor, I looked at how much he made, and he made a lot of money. And I was like, what? I was like, you didn't do... I mean, he did a lot.
He did a lot.
He did a
but,
lot,
yeah.
like a lot of the background stuff. But I mean, like,
So
it was a lot of money, and I was like, dude, I could do that because I feel like I'm a personal person. I could talk.
You are a personal person,
and when I learn something, I really try to learn all I can and absorb it. So I know if I absorb all I can about the process of buying a house or property or businesses or whatever it is, and then put myself in that space with my people skills, I feel like I could really do good and create my own thing outside of just TikTok or whatever it is. But so real estate's something I want to do in the future. My outdoor page is another thing I want to do in the future, as I'm actually currently doing both of them because I'm in school for that and doing my outdoor page. But I want to see that grow over the next couple of years. And then also with Drew, as like a family standpoint, I definitely want to continue to my weight loss and losing weight, getting healthy, and then also eventually Drew wants babies like really bad, and I'm enjoying not having kids, but at the same time, I do know that once my health improves, the brain tumor messed up a lot of stuff when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So as far as my health goes, as it gets better, I know in the near future, she definitely is going to be wanting to start a family. So I know that's something for me and her that in the next hopefully
that's gonna be awesome.
in the next year,
That'll be
will
cool.
be something that we get into. Would be
I'm excited for
getting her
that.
pregnant. So I mean, we try all the time.
So you tell me you tell me that you're not competing against Drew,
Not
but
competing against him.
I find that a competitive like mindset is a very good mindset because I have a friend that was bullied in high school because we were all in the same group, but we
talking
bullied
about
on
me
him.
again?
so
I'm talking about
Blake bullied him.
So you're talking
yeah,
about
we
me
all
again?
bullied him. He was overweight and he was in our friend group and we bullied him and this dude fucking blew up. He was
jacked.
jacked.
Yeah, he is jacked.
I'm gonna say his name. His name's Easton Osment,
Just
and
blew his head up even more.
blew up. And he takes everything so personal now, and he takes everything so competitive. And this man is a beast. He went to college. He got jacked. He got the girls. He has a beautiful job, and just we were talking about me and why we're talking about it, and just like that, and then. We were talking about how we go fishing, and I'll put, like, for example, if I took you out fishing and you used my rod, you used my things, and I took you to a spot and you got on the fish, and he'd be catching fish and going, I'm a better fisherman than you. like, genuinely saying that to me.
Like, but not jacking with you, but like genuinely
But
meaning it?
like I'm a better fisherman than you, and blah, blah, blah. But that's his competitive mindset. And I find that there's a good in that as far as driving a person to success,
to better themselves. Yeah,
because him a long time ago that he was fat and he was a young kid and he was bullied, and now he's like this. He's the man. He is the man, and you can't knock him for that because he has a beautiful mindset as far as like a competitive drive for everything. He wants to learn everything now. He wants to be the best at everything now.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm saying is, don't be scared to be competitive with Drew because she's your wife. You should want to be competitive for her to grow as good as you do for what you do, because she is the best competitor for what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't look around this room. You can't ask me for advice. You can't ask anybody for advice. You can't ask anybody for genuine advice that you could ask your own wife.
Yeah, but now that she listens to this, she's not going to give it to him.
But what I'm what I'm saying is, don't be scared to compete against her, because in the end of the day, y'all are both at y'all's own. Y'all are married. Y'all have y'all's own finances, but compete against her.
yeah.
Be like, babe, I'm gonna do better than you today. I'm gonna have a better channel than you one day. You're my goal,
Do it
but I'm gonna
Respectfully,
Respectfully,
babe.
But truly.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna do
yeah.
better than you one day. I'm gonna set the goals for you one day. That's what you should do.
Well, and
Yeah, and I
That's
do
what should
agree
wake
with that.
you
That
up
goes for
every
both of
day.
y'all.
Yeah.
That
So
goes for both
you
of
were
y'all.
saying it earlier, like, I don't want to step in her way. I don't want to do anything. But it should be the other way. You should go, I can do a little better. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. I can do that.
Talking smack.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly.
but in a
also-
nice way. But
Yeah, I know
I'm
what you mean.
serious, though.
No, I
I'm
agree.
serious.
No, I agree. I think also, but in my opinion, I feel like there's also an unhealthy amount of competition. I feel
You're
like,
right. I'm not saying do that.
Don't just be
saying
like,
do all that.
no, I'm not fucking with you today
But-
because
but-
you got better followers. than
No,
me."
but-
like, no, it's like no.
The guy that I was talking about, he definitely does it very unhealthily.
yeah, I mean,
I think there's a good level of competition in all things, but also sometimes there's things you don't want to have competition in.
well, and so
saying?
like y'all's line of work Monday through Friday or whenever
You make it
y'all's-
clear, good communication.
Yeah, of
you
course,
could you can say,
but-
"Hey, I'm just doing that. You know, I'm just trying to be better than you, so I can show you that I'm
Well,
just
and-
as good."
And,
I agree with that.
in all reality,
Not like,
Gabe-
babe, you suck.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I never even said
Suck on these balls. You know?
No, but like it's so funny because like implementing that competition. I'm curious to see how it reflects on you two because I think it'll be healthy. I think it'll be really
I
good
think so
for
too.
y'all.
Yeah, I do think so.
And
I keep sliding down in my chair.
Because then she's gonna go. Oh, make it in a way where she goes. Oh, I'm gonna have to work extra
I gotta
hard.
one up
I'm gonna
this
work
guy.
extra hard.
I gotta beat
He's
him.
coming on me.
Whoa,
coming
that's
on me.
not how you have a kid. Anyways,
He's
It
coming up
goes
on me. He's
inside
getting,
Blake.
and then when you go from 500,000 to 600,000 to 700,000, and she's still sitting at 1.5, she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta
He's
do
climbing.
something."
He's
That's
climbing.
competitive to her,
Grind.
and you're competitive to her, dude. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
If you do it in the
Grows
right
both
way,
of us.
if you do it in the right way,
Exactly.
it's beautiful.
It ends up growing the family.
competitiveness
Yeah.
is wonderful. So don't be scared of it. And we got to close this podcast out because
Well-
we've been doing it for like fucking 15 hours.
before we do that, I do want to say I love y'all's social media content. Like genuinely do
No,
love it.
I appreciate it, man.
because and it's not because it's a buddy that's on social media. It's because y'all are true to yourselves outside the camera and inside the camera. And I reflect a lot on that because like I see you and I hang out with you when we played poker or whatever.
Yeah.
that was like the first time we hung out, and I was like, oh wow, this guy's actually that guy. He's not like he's not the guy that's like, oh thanks babe, I love you, da da da, like you do on camera. That's just the person you are.
Right.
And
That means a lot.
And we're not
really-
saying that for the fucking camera.
No, I
you
don't
know
give a-
how we
yeah.
are, and you can you
Yeah,
can
that's
contest
true.
the way I'm acting right now for
Right.
the cameras. I'm as pure as I
Yeah,
am right
exactly.
now.
Y'all,
I'm not.
both of y'all are both just.
I'm not
I feel like-
making-
I feel like we're all pretty the same. Like
I feel like if you're not yourself,
cut.
then you'll just it's not
I would
good.
bu- I would
It's
burn
really-
out. I
it'll
would-
eventually
exactly.
crash and burn.
It would
somebody.
crash and
Exactly,
burn. Now,
exactly.
there's no way I
I
could
agree.
continuously be like this and then just be fake.
Fake
No,
something you're not. Right.
somehow
There's no way.
you are continuously like this, and it's not fake. That's what blows my mind.
It's like, how is this guy still like this?
I was like, I've known this guy forever.
So, Gabe, look in the camera, plug what you got to do, let them know where you are today and where they can find you, and what's up next.
All right, guys. So you can find me and Drew on TikTok, obviously. So Drew's page is drew.b. You can find her on there. Also, our couple pages, Drew and Gabe on TikTok. Search it up. As well as my YouTube page is Gabe Basham Outdoors. And yeah, guys, we appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to go check it out, go check it out.
It'd be
We
cool.
love
It's
y'all,
cool. It's
and
cool.
we had a beautiful podcast. We're glad we had you on. It was a guest that we've been waiting to have. We wanted to make sure we had everything pure
laid
and
out.
pristine before we had you on.
Trust
We
me,
had
wanted
a blast, man. It was fun.
my
wanted to make
palms
sure
have
that-
been sweating about the recording because it's the first time we've used these cameras. So it's like I'm like, are they all still recording? Are they all still working?
They're all
And
red.
They're all red. We're good. We're good. We're good.
So
But-
I hope everything was like you expected it to be. And
had a blast.
You're our idol. We love you, and we love sitting here talking to you for
So
5 hours.
I know,
before
right?
I close it out, because we are closing it out. Is there going to be a Drew and Gabe podcast? I saw something on the TikTok about getting a podcast couch.
It has
I don't know.
it has been thrown in the air a good amount of times. We've talked about it for a while, but Drew's sometimes she's on board, sometimes she's not. I think right now we have a lot on our plate across all platforms already.
I feel like she can't be herself because there's so many other people.
exactly, and I feel like for
And
her, she has
she's
to be
beautiful.
So,
She's beautiful in the way she is purely, but it's hard for her to try to express her pure self because everybody else has their own opinion. And she
Exactly.
hasn't found herself in her own realm to be able to do this for a long
Exactly.
period
Yeah,
of time. And it's not her. It's everybody else giving her pressure.
I mean, any
It's
time she
pressure.
says something, she's just completely obliterated,
Just
whether it's right
obliterate.
or wrong. So it's
Yeah.
just
Which
For
she
her,
can't
that's
be
a hard life.
herself.
That's hard.
And she just has so much pressure on her that I have all commends to her, and I respect her so much of how much terror that she's been gone through.
Yeah, man, these people are crazy. But yeah, so in the plans, potentially at some point.
Well,
but
good. That's what I was wondering. I'd enjoy
Hopefully, we
listening to it.
motivate you to try
Yeah.
to do
Well,
something.
yeah.
and if
Go
you have,
copy everything. No,
if you have any questions, ask me. I've bought a lot of equipment.
dude, I see that.
Done a lot of
Not
trial
my
runs
consent.
and figured
None
this
of it
out.
was my consent.
and figured a lot of it out. And so I think what we have working right now is really good.
Dude, it's
And there's-
awesome.
Tanner gets a boner every time he gets something.
There's
done.
a lot of things I've learned in the past 8 months of us recording. So if you have any questions,
Have you
tell
ever
me.
gotten a boner buying tech
I
equipment?
get more sweaty palms and excited, but it's like when I was placing the order for these cameras, I was like, oh, I'm getting cameras.
Do I not
I
call?
can do toys.
He called.
Do
it
I
was
not
so
call
funny.
you every single time you make too an expensive?
It was so
purchase?
funny. He texted me because I just purchased all 3 of these, and he texted me and he's like, how much was it? Like 800?
Well, because he was going to sell the other
Oh, yeah,
cameras for
for
800,
800.
and I was like, was it over 800? Because I thought he was going to buy these for what he sold the other ones for.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
And he was like, how much over 800 was it? And I was like, 800.
And I was like-
he's like, what? And it was $1,600 for the camera. It's like,
You just double it, no big deal.
but it's worth it. I
Yeah,
think,
for
I
sure.
think. I think.
And then I was like,
think-
I
You,
feel.
you've got to invest into you and y'all's brand. You've got to invest into it.
All right, cool. Make me feel like shit more.
well, when Blake's dead and gone, and this is still going on, I still have good cameras.
There you go.
Well, and then Tanner has a goal to continue to do like
Do media.
weddings and
Right,
other
exactly.
things. So I can't help him buy one, and then what am I going to do with it?
Yeah. I literally was like, you could buy the lawn chairs. I mean, you at least you have a purpose.
I
for
did.
those
I
with-
did buy lawn chairs.
You did
Or
actually.
I bought some. I don't know
yeah,
what I paid you for, but I bought
you can have the
something.
lawn chairs.
Half of them are broken.
Hey, man, I'm glad I switched to this one because I would have probably broken another one.
You can have the lawn chairs and the shop lights we use right now. So.
Alrighty, guys.
Thank you. Do that. Alrighty, guys. Thank
yeah.
you for listening to another episode of Tipsy Talking. Anything said on this podcast may or may not be true. And don't drink and drive. It's not fun. It's not funny. And just remember, if you're driving, we're
If you
drinking
do
for you.
drink and drive, make sure you have two.
Don't
and
do
the-
that. It's still not a good idea. Tries it every pod. Still
I
not a good
tried
idea.
every pod.
It's still
Nobody
not-
listens to
Nope, nope. I don't let them. Thank y'all, Gabe. Thank you.
We
for being
love
on.
y'all.
I
It's-
appreciate it,
it's
guys.
been-
Thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate it.
Love you, brother.
All right, love y'all, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, dude, that was a blast, man.
So much